Welcome, everybody. Another edition of the Stretch Run. It's Friday. It's already almost near mid-February. It's crazy. All that means is spring is coming. Super Bowl weekend. Great racing today. Oldy, it's a pleasure. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. How about you, Justin?
I'm good, man. Finally take a little break today. I think I've been in meetings since 5 a.m. or something, so it's like time to take a little lunch break.
You know, healthcare doesn't take a break, does it?
That's what I feel like. Everybody, good to see you. We are 4 minutes away. Gulfstream back to doing 9 races. Oldy, it was really nice when they had 10 races because it felt like we actually had some time to look at things. Doug, Nate, Kent, Jeff. Yes, Super Bowl. We'll talk a little Super Bowl today, but it's good to see everybody. Since we only have 4 minutes, 3 now, this is my ticket. I actually think it's an amazing sequence. I actually thought it was a little bit difficult. It's not very often that I really can't find a single, and I did struggle a little bit, although I am singling the 5 here in race 7. We'll talk about that in a moment. Oldy, we can maybe what we'll do is we'll just start with your ticket. You are singling the 1 in race 8. Since we only have 3 minutes, let's just talk singles because we won't get the whole sequence. So tell me a little bit about why you singled the 1 here.
5 for 11 at the distance, grade 1 placed against basically a bunch of at best non-graded stakes horses. Seemed like broke slow last time, but does have some tactical speed. The rail is only at 35 feet, so it's much wider than it has been. So this seemed like the right play here. It's also top pick. It's 22%. It's 4-1, so it's not the favorite. And 5-2 on the morning line. And, you know, one of the top GSRs in the race as well.
Yeah, no, I get it. I actually spread here pretty heavily, but let me talk about my single real quick. We'll get back to the 5 horse here. So, you know, you and I talked a little bit this morning. I'm like, I'm singling this horse, and the first thing you said to me is, I'm worried that it won't like the Tapeta. And I'm like, hey man, I totally get it. You know, you look at this horse and it drops out of, you know, high 60s into a 56. So you're getting a 12-point GSR drop, which I traditionally don't love, but I overcame this a little bit. This horse is lightly raced. Zayas rides back. It raced in a 56 last out. It was only its 5th start, you know, and had 1-2 in a row, which never an easy thing to do. But, and, you know, it's a state bred. It's a state bred allowance. It's not in for a tag. Win percent jumps from 3 to 14%. So I love that. This horse is working well. You can see a couple of, you know, lightly raced. I have no idea where this is. OEC. Anybody knows? I would be curious. But in addition, this horse seems to be working well from the work report I've seen. You know, the big thing here, this race, I completely tossed. Horse was lone on the lead, a lot of speed, ended up stopping, and everybody kind of caught up. But I didn't see Zayas do anything with this horse the whole race after it got kind of pinballed at the break. I think this horse can really improve, and I dislike so many of the horses in this race for a lot of reasons, Oldy.
Yeah, no, I hear you. My personal opinion was that horse needs the lead as well, and I don't think it's going to get it.
Well, it won't. If that's the case, it's not going to win because I don't disagree. I mean, but I don't know if I could say that yet, would be my opinion. I mean, it did win here, but that was a 42. It's lightly raced. And I think I do not want anybody close to the pace in this race. Nobody, none of these. I don't want the 1, the 3, the 7. I don't even want the 6. Yeah, to me, this race is between the 2, 4, 5, the EquinEdge picks, in my opinion. So, you know, the E is the top pick. You know, it's past some horses, but it can't win. I mean, the horse is 3 for 13 lately and hasn't been winning. And then the 4, the win percent decrease drops. And I'm not sure if that horse can rate, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I use the one there as the speed of the speed, going 5 furlongs.
Yeah.
Inside speed's been really dangerous on the synthetic. So and that horse is also 6 of 13 at the distance. Um, I also use the 4, 2, and 5 there. So, I see it. I spread a little bit more there, just based on the GSR and thinking maybe the 5 needs the lead.
Yeah, Randall says 100% of the time you pick the favorite. I don't know what Randall's talking about. So Randall, you would have to help me understand that. Maybe you're talking to somebody else. The Ocala Equine Complex. Oldy, have you ever heard of this place?
I have not.
Yeah, me neither. They're getting on the track though. So I am 1 through 4 and 8 here. Oldy, you are 1, 4, 7, and 8 on your ticket, but we're on the Tapeta, I think, to start, right? If I remember right. Race
Yes,
1.
correct. It's another 5 furlongs on the synthetic.
Yeah, you got a bomber in the 7%. I don't know. This race really worries me. So we're gonna see what happens here.
I thought the pace could melt down and you could get the 7 or 4 here.
I do think one of these horses, and I agree with you on the 4. I with all this pace, I'm curious if any of these horses are going to be able to rate, is the question in my mind. So we will find out.
Since we have a second, you want to talk about the 4 and the last that we both liked?
Well, they're loading.
Okay.
Yeah. You're welcome to talk through it as the one's going in the gate now, but I do think the 4 and the last is interesting.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Uranium goes favorite here at 9-5 currently.
I would have said he goes radioactive.
Yeah, I do agree though. There's a lot
Just
of
waiting for
here.
2 more.
Yeah.
B by the C and Uranium.
Okay, Oldy?
Yeah, everything sounds good.
Race 5 on the program, the starting leg of today's late pick 5. Uranium to take the outside. They're at the post. And they're off. Check back to last was Gins and Tins. Excellent beginning for Psychedelic Shack, who heads off for the early lead. Rushing to catch up is Electronic, with Uranium moving over from the outside gate and up into third. Discreet Tune is now fourth, then B by the C and Barone Chesco. Second last, Game Boy Benny. The trailer, Gins and Tins. The leader is Psychedelic Shack. Around the far turn at the 3 furlong points, Psychedelic Shack leads 3 parts of a length. Electronic is second, Uranium 3 wide third. Barone Chesco is 3 wide. B by the C works between horses. Discreet Tune is along the rail. Then Game Boy Benny and Gins and Tins as they run to the top of the stretch. Less than a quarter of a mile to come, and it's still Psychedelic Shack. He floats off the inside. Uranium floated wide off the corner. Electronic between horses. Discreet Tune gets an inside lane to work with, and he's trying to fire through as Uranium surges forward at Electronic. Dropping back is Psychedelic Shack. Uranium on the outside toward the inside. Electronic. Uranium gains the upper hand, and Uranium wins.
Electronic. Yeah, both tickets advance. The 7, Oldy, your 7 is running so nicely there that it had me a little concerned.
It was way too wide on that turn.
Yeah. I will tell you, it is hard so Oldy, I'm glad you said it, is very hard to race in those 7, 8, 9 posts like that. I don't know if it's just because it's on the Tapeta course. Like, I was looking up post positions, and if I remember correctly, those posts out there the 8 won, 8's had a great trip, but the 7 got caught wide, to your point.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, both tickets get through. You didn't have the 3, so that's a good thing. It is a favorite, but that horse took a lot of money. See, that was I did say, look, tough to close and tough outside posts. I thought I had put that note there. 8, and we talked about that briefly, was who was going to be able to rate, I thought, right? That was the thing. I felt like
definitely.
There's, the speed was going to stop. A couple of those horses tried to rate. Who's this David guy, what's I don't know what's happening. What are these people talking about? BS and not liking the big fave.
I don't know.
This
I don't know what Randall's talking about.
Chock-a-boom, right, Doug? I'd have to. I'm kind of curious.
Whoever at Randall, let me help me understand, man. Want to understand where you're coming from.
Justin, you definitely do not use the favorite 100% of the time.
Yeah. I that's where I was confused. I'm like, this guy must not know who I am, because I don't think, I bet I single a favorite, Oldy, maybe like 5 or 10% of the time.
Yeah. And if you're looking, my tickets are out there and are public on Twitter. You can see like the ticket I hit yesterday. I didn't even use the favorite in the one of the bomber legs that we hit to have a nice payday there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we should talk about that in a minute.
I think I mean, Doug's saying take a win as a win. Here, I want to talk about this. So race 7, and then you guys can chime in. Let's talk about this race, Oldy. And since we have some time, right? I think we have a bit of time, don't we? And then I do want to talk about the last race, because to your point, I think we should talk about the 4 horse. But let's talk about the 7th race. So we didn't get a chance to. This horse is 46%.
Yeah.
Like I totally get it. I mean, it is 46%. Well, see, let me use Oldy's spreading, but let me give you because I'm singling. It's going to be easier for me. So this horse doesn't break well, and when I look at this horse, it's off slow. It was all over the place on the track in a 54 and a 56. You've been racing at this level in distance, and you burned money here because you didn't break well, and you just don't break well. That's a negative for me. Alvarado continues to ride. That is still a negative for me. So I get it, like, in this situation, but I don't, to me, it's somebody who's going to be closing. For me, I want a horse, Oldy, that has upside. In addition, that's not upside to me. Soul Hope, this horse has an excuse here. First to PETA, didn't run. I get this big win percent increase, and it's the EquinEdge long shot. So I just don't think this is big chalk. I think this horse, and Oldy, you could comment here, like, I don't think this horse is a single, so.
If it was a single, we'd be singling it.
Yeah.
Would be I mean, we could be wrong, but that's the way you play here. Like in the first leg of the early pick 5, we dropped the 2 and 3 because at Gulfstream, because they were terrible. And so if you go look at like race 1.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hold on. I'm just switching tabs. Oh, wow. Did you hit this?
We hit that lag, but we missed the 4th lag on the single at the wire. But okay, so we dropped the 2 and 3 completely. The only horses we used were 1, 7, 8 here.
Yeah, nice.
And if you look at the 3, who was 1-to-1, low GSR, looks like a hanger.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is exactly what it did.
And it is dropping a little bit, but not much. I mean, it couldn't win here in a 42. And this is like, I don't like seeing stuff like this. You can't win a 34 as the favorite. You just burning money. But
right. And then you're 1-to-1 there. No, thank you.
Yeah. And this is where you might as well just get rid of them if you don't like them and add a horse elsewhere, right?
Well, and the way I go about it is, instead of just getting rid of the horse, if I think a horse doesn't have a chance to win, which I did not think the 2 or 3 was going to win this race, I just don't use them. So I don't drop them because they're the favorite. I might like other horses in the race. I drop them because the scenario for them to win it is too unlikely for me to use.
Yeah.
Would be the way I'd put it. Like, so go look at the 7 for a second. It was 7% there. Dropping in SOR, gaining in GSR. Second time starter.
Yeah. I mean, this horse could easily improve, and it was 7%. I mean,
yeah. Well, and then, so what did this pay?
Not that much because
Oh,
it
it
chalked
paid
out the rest of the way.
18.50. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got beat at the wire in race 4. We had the Clement horse that tried to go gate to wire.
Oh, did you single here?
Yeah, that was my
Oh,
single. I was trying to beat the 3 to 5 shot in leg 3, and we got beat at the wire in that race too.
look at that. This is pure system. Look at this. This angle, first time starter, EquinEdge long shot.
If somebody had a tip on that horse too. It
I
opened
mean,
it.
but it was only 1%. But
Right.
if the 1%er is going to win, EquinEdge long shot, first time starter, that's an amazing angle. Yeah. So yeah, that it's kind of crazy. I'm surprised that only paid 1,800 with those two horses like that. Like
go to race 3.
Oh, this was a big 2 to 5 fave. So everybody singled this horse.
Right. Well, we didn't. That's why we singled in the next.
Yeah.
But that 4 lost a photo at the wire, had the lead in the stretch, and the 5 came back along the rail and just got up and held the 4 off. Otherwise, this thing pays
it probably
10 grand
paid
at least.
10 grand.
Yeah.
I bet it pays 10 grand probably if the 4 wins there. Wow. That's I thought the sequence late was tough.
Yeah.
So Oldy, we're going to talk Santa Anita, but we have a bit of time because Santa Anita does not start. That is your ticket. It did not start until 12:30. So, but I want to, you and I didn't even get a chance to catch up, but I want to talk about this Aqueduct ticket yesterday for a minute.
Yeah.
So
you want to go to Aqueduct
was
from
it
yesterday?
Early or late?
Early yesterday. And Tony doesn't want to hear about it because he was, I'll put this note up because he was singled in that last leg.
You played this for $54. I have it. I could probably pull it up.
I paid it for 108. 54 was what I kept of it.
Oh, I got you. Okay. And what did you play?
All right. So I played, let me pull that up since I don't have it in front of me. I was 2-6 in the first leg. I know that.
Yeah, that's right. Because I had asked you.
2-6 in the first. 5 through 7 in the second. So you can see I changed the system a lot there. And 3, 4, 7 only in the third.
There's no 7.
I'm sorry, 3, 4. No, race 3. Are you on today's Aqueduct? Yeah, you are. You're on the wrong day.
Yeah, I see that. Hold on. 108, right?
Yep. So 2-6.
Okay.
5, 6, 7.
No, 4. Okay.
Then 3, 4, 7. Then 1, 5, 6.
Nicely done, man.
And then 2, 3, 5, 6.
And you paid 7,600?
Yep.
Nice, man. So help me understand here a little bit. Like what was the key plays as part of this? You didn't even single, so good job.
Yeah. So the 2 and the 6, thought that was a 2-horse race. The budget allowed for it there, so I just stuck with those 2.
Yeah.
And it played out that way. Race 2, we got the second choice, I believe it was. Yeah, the 5 was the second choice, but we had a real shot to get the 6 home there in the stretch. So this would have paid even better there. So top 2 Scotty there. Mm-hmm. And then race 3, and this was one of the key legs. The 1 who was your morning line favorite and favorite was only 9%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not in the top E picks. So I dropped it. I looked at it.
To your point, no EquinEdge pick, 9%. 9%. Yep. And the horse was the favorite.
And go look at it for a second. So it's 1 for 8 at the distance. It's beating easier, and when it stepped up, it did not run well.
Yeah. I mean, it was winning a 44 and a 48, and then here it just didn't run.
I don't know if it didn't run or it's not good enough for that level.
Well, probably both. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. Like here, this is this is almost, we just talked about this horse, a horse like this. This horse can't win back here, and it's just like
Yes.
burning money. But then it does win, so it's like, okay. But these concern me. Like, you've raced, a bunch of times and you couldn't win, and then see, this doesn't tell me you figured it out. Like, just because you won these, because you couldn't win these, so I'm not surprised to see it not run here.
All right, so now close that and so we got the 7 at 18-1 here. The 7 was 6-1 on the morning line, so this was an overlay, but it was 14%.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure.
go click on the 7 for a sec.
But these are the horses you have to find, right? Because
Yeah.
look at the price you get on a horse like that. And by just not using the 1, and you didn't use the 6 either, but like, that's how you're going to get tickets that can pay $7,000.
Yeah, so you look, it was close against 56s, 2 back in the slop. Didn't run last time out for whatever reason. Scroll down to 8-4-22. You'll see it won at Saratoga against 52s rating.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it wasn't going to get the lead here. It had the apprentice aboard, so it was getting the weight advantage. And it was 14%. It was you had to use it here.
Well, and it almost won here.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably, like, I mean, who knows? I guess maybe it dueled here or something, just looking at things.
Right, yeah.
But like, yeah, wow.
So it came swooping around the turn and took over in the stretch.
See, that's what I mean. A $40 winner is going to make the ticket pay.
And then we only had the faves, the 3 faves here. We got the 5, and then so.
Oh, and then you got another price in the last.
Yes.
Wow.
So Tony, who's in our group chat and who's a regular viewer of both the Stretch Run and Scotty's shows, he was alive to a single of the 5 at the end. So that's why he was mad about yesterday. So I looked at the 5 and I told Tony this. I thought the 5 was a hanger. So take a look at the 5, but it's the pay leg, so couldn't take a chance. You see it burned money last time out. Hung, it's getting there and then not getting home would be the way I'd look at it. The 3 who I think really had a shot here blew the brake. So, that's going to happen. And, so it was not a factor. And that was the second choice. The 6 was towards the lead, but didn't really run all that well, and faded.
You probably don't even use this horse, I bet, if it's not that EquinEdge long shot.
Probably not, no.
I mean, it's just like, it's not winning, but it isn't a long shot, so it's like, you gotta be careful.
And so look at the 2 for a second.
So these are look at the crazy, and I will, the thing, these are the horses, though, that's what happens. See, nobody sees this. Like, this is how you can use the morning line, though. Like, this horse is 9%. And when people don't see this, this is why the ticket pays so much, because you get a $38 winner instead of a $10 winner.
Right, exactly. So you see the horse had never been on dry land, basically. It never had fast dirt. So go to GSR Plus.
Oh, yeah, big drop on the wet, so it can improve.
Right, so I figured it would improve. It's a Gargan horse. I believe it was a 10-point drop.
Yeah,
at the distance.
And
it was a Gargan horse. And I looked at this, I'm like, lightly raced, never gotten fast dirt, got to have this horse on the ticket. And I struggled back and forth whether I wanted to spring for that or not, or spread somewhere else. But I ended up going with it and riding it, and it worked.
Well, and again, it's the 4th choice, and you use the top 4. You didn't, these again, those are how you get paid, man. Because that horse pays. Tony said, "Don't remind me." Yeah, those are how, like, you can make a lot of money on those, though. Yeah. That's crazy. Well done, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was one of those days. was thinking maybe I'm starting to cool off and stuff like that until that happened.
All right, let's jump to Gulfstream since we have 10 minutes. We can talk about this. We'll watch Gulfstream, and then when is Santa Anita? Santa Anita's at
It's
12:30.
late.
Yeah, 12:30. So we even have a little bit more time.
We could watch Laurel for a second. It looks like it's about to go off.
Yeah, here, let me pull it over.
You got a Ness first-time starter there.
I mean, somebody in the 7 is 21%. Morning Line loves it. Look at this. I mean, Morning Line loves the 7, 21%. There's a 3 also 25%. Wow. And then you have this horse that hasn't run that hasn't won that's the favorite. I mean, the 7 or 3 are going to run here.
I just threw a quick on the 7.
Yeah, I mean, I love races like that because you see that, and there's good potential.
Inspired.
I'm sitting here looking at the screen here. There's my 5 horse. See, there's the favorite plus the 5.
Wildazar.
Mr. Brian Nadeau.
Catching Stars. And they're off. So Smoke got a good break. Dialer has early speed, and Cajun Fun fires up on the inside along with Collect Redemption. So Collect Redemption and Cajun Fun down to the rail with Dialer right there, 3 deep with early pace 2 as they move past the 5 ace. That away has come out running in the 4 spot. Sir Smoke back in 5th. Inspired Irish on the inside. Back to Catching Stars, a gap of 5 to Sheriff Ronnie. And Wildazar, they're the 2 in the back, and they've got about a dozen, maybe 13 to make up into the far turn, where it's Collect Redemption leading the way against the rail, pushed to the outside by Dialer in second, length and a half. That away's on the chase from third. Cajun Fun is in 4th. Sir Smoke very much in it there. Sir Smoke now charging hard from 4th position. Out wide is Catching Stars, 3 path, and they're followed by Inspired Irish, got 7 to make up. Another 2 back is Sheriff Ronnie back of the pack, and trailing the field is Wildazar, top of the stretch. Dialer and Collect Redemption. They're head to head for the lead past the 360s. That away's picking up outside the top pair. They make 3 across the track now with a furlong left to go. That away's got some momentum. Dialer's game. So too Collect Redemption, who's in the battle down to the inside. It's that away. That away is 16 to go. Jerome,
absolute magic.
Gets away. That away to win by 2. That away from Dialer. Then Collect.
I mean, well done. I mean, we looked at that for about, but I mean, look at that. This is a whole system, man. I mean, look who wins. This horse, 5. It's telling you, bet me.
Yes, exactly. Screaming at us.
Favorite as a first-time starter at 21%, and I am the EquinEdge long shot. Yep. And you end up getting 9-2. That's just that's wild, man.
I mean, I just threw $10 on it, no big deal, but you know, the system was screaming. And again, this is the thing. If you see a horse that's run a few times, that's 21%, and 2 first-time starters that are about the same, go with the first-time starters.
Yep. Or
the better
that was
price.
A good boom. Leah, what do you mean? Why not put the 7? That's what we were talking about, was the 7. I don't know. Maybe she's talking about something else. Yeah. But if I had time, I would have played the 3-7 exacta box. That's gonna pay good too if anybody got the exacta in, and the both of those horses top win. They're the win percents, and somebody like the 2 here, I mean, it's tied, but it's the 3rd horse, and you look at a horse like this, and it's like, okay, well, you ran okay here, but then you didn't run great here. You are getting a little drop. So the horse ran well, but the system obviously didn't think a lot of it to put the first-time starters up ahead. So, all right, we got Gulfstream in 5 minutes. This race, I mean, look, the favorite is currently 3-1. So if we jump back, I didn't even have the favorite in this race, Oldy. Is this the 0 for 24 horse? Oh, it is. Yes. This horse is 0 for 24. I mean, maybe it gets.
I must have missed that, but yeah. I think it was 0 for 24, but it's earned over $100,000.
No, it has. I mean, this horse, it for sure could win today. In the morning line, look at the morning line,
gives it much better, and then the public is betting this horse is the favorite. So,
I mean, it's dropping. It obviously got some
paychecks along the way. It has 9 second places, so it makes sense. But
yeah, I mean, it is. I think it's the price play too.
Yeah, it was also 12-1 on the morning line, and now it's 3-1.
Yeah. Has a good GSR. You have
Castellano. I think he picked up the ride. Yeah, because Panici been riding. I mean, maybe Castellano gets this horse the win. I did not use this horse. I used just a bunch of prices in this race. I guess Testa isn't necessarily a price at 3-1, but that's the top EquinEdge pick. But I also used the 4-5-6 Oldy, and then you used a lot here. So you don't have the 4, but you used the 5, 6, 7 like myself, and
and you used the 8 and 10.
Yeah, so the 8 and 10 are both really lightly raced.
You got a couple 1%ers. The
8's working well.
Yep.
I bet that horse runs well. The 8 horse. But.
Yeah, I mean, you get those home, man. Those are bombers,
The 8, I would not be surprised to run well, right? A 62.
Yeah.
This horse has some speed, so gonna go and get over. And you have Vasquez riding for Yates. This horse is for sure. I would guess this horse might hit the board. To be honest, it's gonna be hard to win, but I can see why you included it, Oldy.
Yeah, no, and there was that. There's the 10 also. And I don't like wide posts, but I thought the 10 was sneaky here.
I mean, it has some speed,
so it's just going to have to go and get over, right? So I think the 10 obviously could.
And ran well against 56s last time it was on grass, which is why, and 71 GSR, it was worth the shot if you don't like so I did not like the 9. The Saffy Joseph horse. Maybe I'll get burned by that. And maybe you will too. We both could be out from that, but
yeah.
Where is Irad, Oldy? People are asking.
He's suspended, I believe.
That makes sense.
I mean, I assumed he maybe took the day off and went up to Tampa, but I guess maybe
to your point, he's suspended.
That Exacta Ghost paid 22-1. That's awesome, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Oldy, good catch on that. You got us to Laurel like last minute there.
Well, and sometimes you pull something up and it's not something obvious like that. We got lucky.
Scott said no. Scott, is he not suspended? We have a couple minutes.
Suspended.
We have 2 minutes. And Leah, I see your note. Sorry, I thought you were talking
about that 7 first-time starter at Laurel that we were talking about, but makes sense now. So. But Scott says no. I know. Is he not suspended, Scott? Is that what you mean? No news on Google? Oh, yeah. They're Ray said he's suspended coming back Sunday.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean,
I don't know where he would really be on a Friday unless there's a semi-okay race or something today that he traveled to. But no news. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, it's horse racing news and suspension. It does not always show up. Did you see Fawner, by the way, what they're doing?
I have not. All I saw is the track was running, Oldy, and you saw my note probably. I'm like, the only thing I remember of Fawner is it was the COVID track because it was literally the only track we could play outside of Gulfstream. Yeah. But Fawner was during the week. It was like the only track you could play to get in some horse race bets during the beginning of COVID.
Yeah. So Jake something or other was the like super giant, the IRAD of that circuit.
Yeah.
But, and I'd never heard of Fawner before COVID either. But apparently they decided to Sam Houston it, and they're not going to output their signal.
Oh, really?
Or allow betting on it because
of HISA. Is it the same HISA? Yeah. Is it because of HISA?
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Leah, Leah, last night I was getting ready to look through stuff and I noticed Fawner was running. I'm guessing it just started. I haven't really been playing much lately. It's been so busy, it made me laugh too, because I remember, Oldy, I was playing pick 5 mandatories in the pool. There was like $1 million or something. It's like, what is happening? but it was because like outside, which I appreciate. Gulfstream, you know, I think raced the whole thing of COVID pretty much, right? But they and Fauner were like the two tracks that were like always going during the beginning of COVID. So
Yeah, I was on a call today with some customers from Australia, and we were talking about Australian rules football, and I was like, during COVID, it was the only sports on, so I got super into it during COVID.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. All right. You are 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I do agree that this race is not enjoyable. The only thing I will say is I did like the 7 quite a bit here. You know, it is lightly raced. I think can improve. Fletcher Sias. It is in for a claim. So,
Yeah.
you know, and I thought the 5 is obviously interesting as the EquinEdge long shot. It's 10%. I Oldy used the one. I did not. This horse can win. It is 0 for 24, but maybe today finally gets its picture taken. But I thought this was a tough race, so I can see why you added others. And then you have 2 bombers. If anybody wants to play a bomber, the 8 is my choice as a bomber, and Oldy has that horse as well as the 10.
Yeah, it's also Gulfstream, so sometimes these high GSR bombers, like the 10 has a 7-point GSR advantage on the rest of this field.
Yeah, I mean, 50 to 1. I mean, I would not be surprised to see either one of them run. I think it's gonna be hard to win, but I would not be surprised to see one of them run well. I would personally, I'm on the 8 that might run okay. I think the 8 was the one that had Vasquez.
Yeah, I'm just gonna win place show the, you know, simple $2 on both of them.
All right, we'll turn it over to announcer Pete. Should be able to see okay. I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. Still no sound. Must be coming here in a minute.
The horses are at the gate.
He was trying to psych you out.
Moving in to start the late pick 4 on the turf.
Yeah, John. I mean, both those horses, one of them, 10 don't look bad. I mean, be a little bit of a bank builder. Yeah, I saw that. The 11, I don't even think I had any. I didn't think that horse was going to run at all.
Yeah, I think that horse should be the one that's 60 to 1.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It just does not look happy either. Look at that. The 5 they took way back there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are they unloading? What is happening?
I don't know.
There will be a delay. We will have a late scratch coming in in just one moment.
Something we obviously didn't see it. I mean, but I don't think it ever came on the screen. Something must have happened.
They're showing my 10 like that's the horse that's being scratched.
I think Jock would have hopped off. I bet it was when the horse was in the gate. Something must have happened.
We have a late scratch here of number 6, Sedona Red. 6, Sedona Red is a late scratch.
Well,
the 6 was part of your plans in the late pick 4. Please exchange your tickets for a horse who will be racing. The 6 will not.
I'm going to
number 6 part of your late pick 5, a Rainbow 6. Your tickets transferred to the starting favorite. If you have the 6 as part of a working daily double or pick 3, you'll get paid on a consolation. Again, late scratch here. Scratch number 6, Sedona Red.
Well, I thought that horse was interesting. That's kind of a bummer because I don't like the favorite, but I'll end up with the favorite here, Oldy, and with you on the 1 as another horse.
Well, no, the 7's the favorite right now. So you're going to have it for $1 if that wins.
Oh, well, they're showing the 1 on my screen.
Oh, it must have just changed because on mine it was showing the 7 when they came out of the gate.
I mean, I'd rather
look at your screen.
But...
Yeah.
Sedona Red not going to make it today. Something obviously happened there in the gate when they were almost up fully loaded.
Yeah.
There's the 10 again. 7 does not look amazing there.
I mean, the 7 looks really hot also.
It must. I talked to Scotty this morning. He said it was really nice.
Still time for exchanges available at all windows. A late scratch here of 6, Sedona Red.
But the 1 doesn't seem to be that worked up.
Oldy, do you have a pick this weekend for the Super Bowl?
I've been back and forth on this, but I think I would take the Eagles and the points.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Eagles. Not that I don't. I think Kansas City has an amazing shot to win. I'm just not a huge Chiefs fan, so I will be on the Eagles. I always like to play the prop bets in the in the Super Bowl.
Are you playing like the coin toss?
No, I like to take a couple props and put them together. And I haven't actually thought at all about it. Like tomorrow I will, but like I know a lot of people. I even say a lot. I think I've heard a lot of people think that Kelsey's gonna have a great game. But the thing about the Super Bowl is you got to find the guy who nobody.
Horses moving back into the gate now for race number 6, the starting leg of the late pick 4. 5-2 favorite is number 1, Jerry's Turn. He's been hammered
Mike,
off the morning line
Chiefs?
quote.
I'm not surprised.
7-2 respect for both 7 Testa and 9 Papa Jojo.
Nick Papa Jojo.
5-1 on Covert Cat. 6-1 Bunker Hill. Winging it going forward.
I'm looking at the FanDuel lines
for
right
Covert
now.
Cat and Chuck-a-Moon.
Which Kelsey, Leah? Hey, that's a good point. They both could have a great game.
Chuck-a-Moon, Luca Panici to the outside. Time for the late pick 4. All set.
I do think it's going to go way over 50.5 though.
And they're off. Down at the inside, Jerry's Turn was away smartly, moving up his racket, and Anthracite won't be far away. Even Papa Jojo mixing it up. In between horses, Testa's looking for some forward position while trying to back off. Next out wide and winging it, followed by Covert Cat and Chuck-a-Moon.
Who's on the
Then
inside?
Bunker Hill, and the trailer is Constitutional Song.
Yeah.
And the run around the first turn, Racket
Rail
has
at,
the lead.
what,
It leads
30,
by a length over
35 feet,
Anthracite in second.
Yeah,
Jojo is now third from Jerry's Turn, who's the favorite, fourth at the inside. Followed fifth by Testa. Nice spots about
Papa
5
Jojo,
lengths on the leader there.
length
And a half better than Covert Cat. Then back to Bunker Hill, who's outside of winging it, then Chuck-a-Moon, and the trailer Constitutional Song. Opening quarter, 23-2 as they race to the half-mile point. The leader is Racket, in front by almost a length. Anthracite is second. On the outside, Papa Jojo is now third. Papa Jojo.
The 9 is not like to be running,
step
so
there.
that's a
Down
good
at the
thing,
inside
Oldy.
goes Jerry's Turn. Out 3 wide and Testa, 4 wide Chuck-a-Moon. Then
No,
Covert
now
Cat
maybe
with
gonna
Bunker
run,
Hill
but
and
I don't know.
Constitutional Song last. Around the far turn they go. Racket rolling here for Edgar Perez to the top of the stretch, leads by 4. Papa Jojo outside of Anthracite, covered up is Jerry's Turn. Then Testa, Bunker Hill warms to the task. Chuck-a-Moon is out wide. Covert Cat has no place to go. Plenty of chances here as they straighten for the drive. Racket has the lead. Here's Testa, produced down the center. Jerry's Turn squeezing through at the rail. Final 16th of a mile, and Bunker Hill and Covert Cat on late. 6 across here. Testa for a narrow lead.
Who do you like?
Bunker Hill runs at him.
7.
Testa, Bunker
7.
Hill. It's Testa in front.
You know,
Testa beats Bunker Hill by a neck.
The 5 would have been
Back
nice
to Racket,
there,
who's
though.
in a show photo
Yeah,
with Covert
the 5
Cat,
was
followed by
EquinEdge
a
long
photo
shot.
between Jerry's Turn and Papa Jojo. 136 flat.
Right? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. I'm with you. I almost Oldy. That was my other single, was the 7 there. But did the 7 go off as the favorite?
Not on my screen.
Oh,
7-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's great. I would have had that. The 1 had a tough trip, but I mean, the thing about that too, if you run 24 times, like, I don't know, try not to figure out how to have a tough trip, I guess. That was brutal though. The 1 had a tough trip. I think the 7 just had to run straight, it looked like to me.
Yeah,
So.
the 8 and 10 didn't run a lick. 10 needed the lead, so when it didn't get it, I was not surprised.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk Santa Anita? I guess that's probably where we should go, right?
Why
So you are singled to the
5 horse. Let me.
Yeah, we discussed this morning too.
Yeah, I thought this was this was a tough sequence. I thought a little bit, Oldy, to be honest.
Yeah.
But why don't you start us? I have my ticket. I'm gonna do it behind here, but you are 1, 2, 6, 7. Tell me a little bit how you came up with the first leg here.
Give me one sec here. So 1 E second pick, and second win percentage, in line with the GSR. The 7 is your top pick and second to top win percentage. Sorry, the 2 is your top win percentage. Hold on one sec here. Let me get into my notes real fast. So the 1 appears to be the speed here.
Yeah.
And I think could get away.
Yeah.
And is being bet that way right now. Fits from a GSR standpoint. It's D'Amato. It is worth noting that it's Cedillo riding for D'Amato here. The 7, besides being 24%, gets JJ. JJ's winning this meet at 31%. And he also has more than double the wins of the next top rider at Santa Anita. So he's a must include here, and he's not on the favorite, which has been pretty common too. But he's been moving horses forward. My other shot was the 6, who's coming off a win. I don't know that the 6 wants turf, but is working really well. So it was hard to take the 6 off the ticket.
Yeah. Third career start. This horse, big drop in GSR. As you said, I mean, dropping from a 75 on the dirt. It already raced on the turf. Yeah. I guess if I was an owner, why am I, when I just won on the dirt, why am I now going back to the turf unless I couldn't find a race?
Or maybe you're dodging Bafferts.
Yeah. I mean, that could be. And I guess the horse did run fine on the turf. So, but I'm with you there. Mine, I just went 1, 2, 7 here. 1 is the pace. I totally agree with you. This horse could get away. It won a 54 SOR here, 2 back, coming from way back, but then it's also raced on or near the lead a bunch. So it's going to be interesting what happens here. Cedillo's been riding, but I thought the 2 would be tough here. To be honest, I think Maldonado will find a good spot for this horse. It's the top win. It is not in the EquinEdge picks, but the win percent increases pretty drastically here from 16 to 27. I thought I had a chance. And then the EquinEdge pick, the 7, I thought the top win. I do agree with you with JJ, so I was similar. I did not use the 6, mainly just because of the GSR drop. So, all right, let's go to leg 2.
We're similar. I did not go all.
Yeah, you threw out JJ on the 1.
Yeah, I know. It's probably going to come back to haunt me. Top SOR, but if you look, the horse really hasn't run.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though it's a 65 pace, this horse needs to lead. It hasn't shown me the ability to rate or pass anybody. So I tossed it here because I thought there were better options in terms of either one of those 2 speed horses hanging on, or a horse like the 3 moving forward in its second start. Just as an example. And then I couldn't toss the long shot, the 5. It in its last dirt start almost got home, and might be dangerous here if there's a pace collapse.
If 5's adding blinkers, which I like to see here. I mean, I would expect this horse to show a little bit more speed, and it's working well, Oldy. I think this horse is really dangerous.
I agree. Absolutely. And then, with the 6, could win here. Really hasn't. The 6 would have been the one I could have dropped for the 1.
Yeah, I couldn't find much about this horse. Although I am using it. Yeah, but I'm with you.
Like I could have. Looking at it, it's probably a move I should have made.
Yeah, and we still got time, man. I will tell you, I'm kind of, there's 2 legs that I struggle with, and this is one of them. And now it's going to end up being, do I really spread as much here? You know, I ended up going all, but, and I'm curious, Oldy, on your opinion. You know, I went all here, but so, I mean, the 2 and 4 very easily could duel, in my opinion, in this race. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. But sometimes you get the speed of the speed winning, and sometimes so it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah.
But I do see those 2 hooking up on the front end.
I mean, see, that's where I struggle, and I don't like the 6. So I'm like, man, I could almost cut the 2, 4, and 6, to be honest with you. But I struggled, and then it ends up being in the 4th leg is like, well, do I just go all there and cut here? So I'm gonna have to make a decision, to be honest, between those 2 legs in the next 35 minutes. But because and I actually like the one here. And part of it, I guess, is the JJ factor. But the morning line likes this horse. It's JJ. It's moving from 7 to 12%. Is getting off the turf to the dirt, which it's first time, and GSR says it should be fine. So I don't know. I thought this horse was interesting because I do think these horses are likely to duel, and if that happens, this horse could sit a really good trip.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if it can actually pass a horse.
Yeah, well, I don't know I think that's where I struggled with these 2 horses, that the speed could be the speed, because I don't know if any of these horses can. Right?
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Except for I do think the 5. I mean,
right, exactly.
The 5, but who knows what happens in these races? But this horse can, and they add blinkers. That's where I think this horse is very interesting, in that it really can improve, and it's getting back off the turf and probably wants to be on the dirt. Yeah. So I guess that would be the horse that I find most interesting from a win perspective, to be honest.
Yeah. So I made that adjustment. I thought I was making that adjustment on mine. I just apparently screwed that up even when I was trying to fix it. Hold on. But I am getting rid of the 6 and moving to the 1. We'll see if it comes back to haunt me.
All
Interesting
right, so
that
you want to cut the 6 and you're adding the 1.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I might change this leg too. We'll see. We still have a little bit of time. We'll watch Gulfstream here in 15 minutes. All right. Let's go to your single. We talked about this horse. You and I did. I love that you do this, though, but I will tell all of you, this, in my mind, is, although that Laurel race, like, Oldy, you caught that last minute, those are the situation a little bit of what we are going to see here, almost identical, to be honest. It's a little bit different, but these are races that I absolutely love, because you can see all types of crazy stuff in the system, Oldy, that nobody else does. You're making a decision here based off the pace figure, which I love. I like that. The crazy thing for everybody here, Oldy heard me talking about this, the 4 horse, and then Oldy will get to your single, is a first-time starter, 25%, top GSR at 12%. With all of that said, this is a 2% trainer. With all of that said, it's still 25%. So, Oldy, tell us about the 5, though. And the 8 is first-time starter, EquinEdge long shot. So you singled the 5, and I get it. So tell me a little bit about the 5.
I mean, speed's deadly in turf sprints, especially when there's no other speed there. The 5 has a 20-point pace advantage. Here also gets or keeps aboard the apprentice jockey, so it's only carrying 111 pounds here. Yeah. And it's Doug O'Neill. It's been working well. And, this just feels like the horse that could go gate to wire here. There's other good horses here for certain. I mean, the Sadler horse with Dettori, the D'Amato horse, but, the O'Neill first-time starter too, or not first-time starter, I'm sorry, the one horse, which has run a bunch of times. But the 5, I just think that this race sets up like they found the perfect spot for this horse.
Yeah. Trusty Rusty. So Oldy is going with Trusty Rusty today as his single. My biggest concern here on this horse is that I'll flip back to my ticket, jumping back and forth here. And I might actually change this, and again, even add in leg 4, but I don't love this 2 horse like at all, but I get it could win. Habis. I mean, this horse, it's taking a big drop in class. Was racing on the dirt. Now they go here on the turf, which the system says, nah, you should be okay. So this horse could win. But these are things that I have learned through use of the system. Just do not ignore them. Somebody like the 4 like this at 25%. The trainer, I don't think, has won as a first-time starter. Is that correct, Oldie?
Correct. And only has two in the money finishes amongst its first-time starters, and is a 3% turf trainer.
So the only thing, but the only thing I would say with all of that is the system still says this horse is 25%, and this horse is the top GSR on the turf at 75.
Yeah.
This horse is bred well. The part that it kind of is interesting, this is a Redham racing horse. So it's not like, in my eyes, some just random connections. It's a home, they bred and still own this horse, but it does go in for a claim. So they didn't drop it into maiden special, but are they just trying to sneak one by today? Like,
I don't know, because I will tell you, I'll have another, I think it's only 6% for first time turf too.
Yeah. Well, and I think all of that's like, I get it, but the system still likes it. This horse, though, I did see Oldie per the work report was working well, which I obviously appreciate as well. So I traditionally, I love singling these horses. I just don't know, partially because of the 8 also being the first time starter EquinEdge long shot, and somebody like the 2 could run. And I could see the 5 Oldie going gate to wire too. So
well, and I will tell you, the works on your 4 are outstanding as well.
Well,
from what I remember on the workout report, it was a 3-star work.
Yep. No, it is. So Habias. Oh, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. And as Daniel said, hit the like button. We appreciate everybody. All right, Oldie. Let's go to leg number 4, race 4. We still got 10 minutes till Gulfstream Park. My single will be coming up, but leg 4, I think we were similar here. You're 1, 2, 3, and 6. Oh no. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 6 for you, Oldie. We talked about this earlier in the week, right? Inside speed on the dirt going 2 turns is 70%, Oldie. I think you told me. Yeah. That's pretty incredible over a multi-month period. But any other comments here?
Yeah, so it's the top 4 posts that are, and it's not just speed. Top 4 posts are almost 70%.
Yeah.
Regardless of, and here in this race, your favorite is outside of those top 4 posts too.
Yeah, the 6 way out here.
Yeah, and lifetime 6 of 32. But this seemed like the 1 seemed like the right horse to, as the long shot, to maybe be the speed of the speed. Maybe the 5 stumbles out of the gate and the system just knows something, or which has happened. The 5's also 1 of or 2 of 18. I don't know how, it seems like if it doesn't get the lead, it stops. So if it stops, the 1 could have an easy lead.
That is a good point, because I don't like this horse. And why does this horse show all the pace? Because this horse has been going to, it's sprinting. That's why. Okay. Yeah. I see. All right.
But it seems to stop anytime it doesn't get the lead.
Mm-hmm. The one's likely, I mean, all this horse has to do is break. I mean, this is
Yeah.
going 2 turns on the rail. Like, as long as this horse breaks, it could be really dangerous.
Yeah, that was my thought on the rail. Um, you know, it's possible that the 3 wins that there are the 2. I didn't like the 4. And then the 6 from the outside, in a pinch. It does have a 33% trainer. The jockey trainer combination is 45%. If it didn't have those peripherals, I probably would have left it off.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have the same horses. So although I will tell you, this is the race I'm really struggling with because I do find the 4 a little bit interesting, to be honest. Now, I didn't at first, but I look at this horse. I mean, it was been racing at 52 and 54, which I don't love, but well, I guess this is what I noticed. This horse came off a layoff and just hasn't been the same horse, was my concern. So
Eh,
it won and then went on, a 10-month layoff, and it's not the same. I mean, it
Yeah,
won in a 40 and then won in a 52. It's lightly raced, but then it's been racing at this level, and this horse is not running. Um, yeah, that's yeah. All right.
and it's also, in my mind, getting a significant jockey downgrade too.
Yeah, although I mean they are what's that 2 for 10 essentially? Yeah,
Yeah,
2
I mean,
for 10, but I'm with you.
all sample size.
Yeah. All right. So I'm like, well, do I single a first time starter here in leg 3? Maybe still. Is it the 3 or the 8? Well, then Ollie, when I got to race 5, I'm like, well, I mean, I have another opportunity to do it, so I just did it. I'm singling the 8 horse, first time starter, Flavian Pratt on the turf. I know a lot of people, it sounds like, have been giving him a lot of flack lately, but I'm a
Yeah,
huge Flavian Pratt fan. But this is a first time starter on the turf, a top win percent. I don't really necessarily care. It's not on the EquinEdge picks. GSR is not great, but this horse is not like bred amazingly well. But this horse is facing a bunch of horses that have been running. And so I'm single to the 8 here, Oldie. Somebody like the 6, this horse gets over to turf, should do well. And then I
hmm
think it was the 7, the same thing. This horse may run okay, but I don't see all these horses I just don't trust because didn't run at all here. Second time starter, didn't run at all here. So I just think this is a bad field. And in a situation like this, when it tells me this is the top win percent, I'm just taking it. So that's my opinion.
yeah. So, I agree this is not a great field, but I think this might be setting up for that 10% one horse. That's the long shot. That's your top GSR. It
Yeah.
did not run last time out on the turf. Um, but these are the kind of races that the long shot is super dangerous in. And I'll mention that the 8 wasn't as the first time starter isn't the long shot here. Uh, you know that, and I kind of like the Peter Miller horse as well here.
Well,
I think he
I
could get
do.
an easy lead.
This horse might. This is my only concern with singling the 8, to be honest with you. Is the second win percent. It's the top EquinEdge pick. They're adding blinkers here. So this horse, JJ gets aboard for Peter Miller. It's first time Lasix and adding blinkers. The one is also adding blinkers too. You talked about the one for a minute, Oldie. So I'd expect that
Yeah,
horse to show more speed. This horse is likely fast. It ran here in an easy lead and nearly won in a 50. Shook free, dug in, and then I got nailed on the
yeah.
turf going 5. GSR goes back up. It gets back to 6 furlongs off the layoff. This is the horse that worries me. I
Well, and
originally was looking at 5-8 Oldie, but yeah.
it's also first time Peter Miller, and it gets wand.
Yep. No, I
So
get it.
JJ's gonna, as I'm talking myself into something, that might be my single. I might
Hey,
put
I
another ticket
get it.
out there.
Like,
I already put my ticket out there, but I could put a B ticket, and I just lost my signal. I hope you didn't lose me here.
yeah, we can't see your camera, but I can still hear you.
All right, hold on. It's coming back, but the screen's messed up, so it'll take a minute.
Yeah, Stu, I just think that race, to be honest, is just not. I don't know. This race doesn't look like a lot, and you have Pratt. The 5 is though dangerous, to be honest. Like that horse worries me a little bit and could go gate to wire here on the turf. But if the 1 can show more speed and they can put a little pressure on this horse may not be able to keep going. If it gets loose, it's probably gone. Is the thing. But Oldy, you are still trying to figure that out because I can't see you. I could hear you though a minute ago, but yeah, Stu, there's not. Oldy, Gulfstream, we have 3 minutes. I am singled here to the 5 horse. A lot of people probably are betting the 2. It is 3-2, so that's not surprising. I'm not a huge fan of the 2 horse here. You know, I'm not a fan of anything near the speed, to be honest. So for me, it really just became 2-4-6 or 2-4-5, the EquinEdge picks. I think Edgar Zayas is going to give the 5 horse an amazing trip. You know, it is the lowest pace, but it also is still a 63. It's only 30 points less. So I want somebody who can rate and come off the pace, in my opinion here. I think this horse will sit a good trip. He's got an amazing post. He had a tough start last out, so we will see. Oldy, you are back, so that's a good thing. I'm going to let you go for a minute because I'm going to run to the restroom.
I was about to say the same thing, but
you go first. You go first.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
Be right back.
Yeah. So looks like we have 2 minutes. Yeah, we could hear him, Stu. I think his video like went away for a minute. Lexi, which ticket? I mean, this is my Gulfstream ticket. I'm single to the 5 here, and then that is my Santa Anita ticket here. I think I'm gonna keep it this way. We'll watch Gulfstream. We have 20 minutes. Lexi, I think this 4 is very interesting at 25%, but I think this race is potentially tough. I would not be. I think this horse is going to run though. It's 25% at 12-1 as a first-time starter. It does not have a good trainer, but I don't necessarily care about that because the system still says it's necessarily is 25%. So, and then I singled the first-time starter Terrier in the 8 horse in the last, who's also a first-time starter, but has Pratt on the turf. I think this is a fairly weak field. So, but I'm still, I'll probably go with this, Lexi. To be honest, I don't like to play 2x2 too much. I occasionally will do that. But I think I'll probably just keep leg 3, 4 deep and still single in the last. But I'm excited to watch this this third race. I think it's going to be very interesting at Santa Anita. So, yeah, of course, good luck, Lexi. I hope you're doing well. What do we got here? Oldy is back, right, Oldy? I see you. Well, he's back.
I am. I'm just trying to fix my monitor for a second here.
No,
because
you're
it did
good.
not pick up the full display resolution.
So we should be able, Oldy, can you see the race?
Hopefully I can now. Hold on 1 second.
Well, I can check.
That's a little better. Now I can.
Okay.
Still a little messed up, but I'll have to figure that out later.
All right. I'm single to the 5, so I'll be right back.
All right. So Justin single to the 5 here. I am 1, 2, 4, 5 here. I totally did a shot while I was off screen. Exactly. I could have done one while I was on screen too, though. Lexi, what are you playing at Santa Anita? That's the question, isn't it? I'm going to say a shot of Jägermeister. And actually, Jaeger bombs all around.
Jaeger bombs. We're talking about
Jaeger
Jaeger
bombs.
bombs right now?
They were asking, so apparently somebody started that I was doing a shot off screen, that's art. And so, I was playing along. Do some Jaeger bombs. So I'm 1, 2, 4, 5, and you're just 5 here.
Good luck. I hope the 5 wins, but I hope if the 5 doesn't win, that the 1, 2, or 4 win. I hope the 1 or 4 win, actually. We don't.
Yeah.
The 2, I mean, I guess your ticket stays alive, but I would love to beat the chalk here. That's why I like singling here. I just didn't love any of these horses on the speed, and I don't love the 2. I mean, this horse, it's just it struggles to win. Why? And there's not really a lot of upside.
Last chance for your wagers. The horses have reached the starting gate. It's now post time. We're on to Pita Track at 5 furlongs to start the late pick 3. The bettors have 4 key contenders here. The numbers 1, 2, 4, 5. Of those 4, the most fancied is the 2, David's Rose.
The 2 got going backwards? That horse, not a good. I don't love seeing that either. You see that horse like that. That horse is raced 13 times and it still doesn't like to load in the gate.
Yeah. Well, that may be, without looking at the works, maybe that horse needs to do some gate works and gate drills.
Buffalo Mike, what's that mean? That's kind of crazy. I live in Seattle. That's just north of me, man. So the USAF shot down an airborne object over Alaska. Like, what is it? A piece of the sun broke off? Stu, that sounds pretty wild, brother. But
Working with Talkin' Tipsy, who steps into line now. And Soul Hope. Outside 2, Chasing Joy and Moana's Power.
Interesting, Mike. Keep us updated. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Moana's Power, Leonel Reyes to take the outside gate.
All right, Oldy.
You're at the post.
Go, Mr.
I'd love
Zayas
it. I'd love for you to
5.
be right about the 5 here, since I have the 5 anyways, but
Something going on. An object at 40,000 feet.
And they're off. At the rail, it's Golden Isle who comes out firing. Moana's Power is going to run with her and trying to split horses. Chasing Joy into the top flight. From behind the speed goes Talkin' Tipsy. Then David's Rose on the outside, and Soul Hope. The early trailer here is She's a Spitfire. Into the far turn they go. Moana's Power on the outside. Golden Isle along the rail. Their heads apart. 2 back to Chasing Joy, who's now 3rd. Up to the outside goes Talkin' Tipsy into 4th. David's Rose as the public pick, has to get a rally going while about 7 lengths off the lead.
yeah,
Then
I'm
Soul
concerned
Hope,
about
and
the
She's a
7 here.
Spitfire. They run to the top of the stretch, a quarter of a mile left to go. Moana's Power on the outside, Golden Isle on the rail. They've gone awfully fast. Every opportunity for Talkin' Tipsy. She's down the center, and she's under a full head of steam with an 1/8 of a mile to go.
Yep.
Talkin' Tipsy rallies forward for Louis Saez to
Can't
take
believe
the
we got
lead.
4-1
Moana's
on
Power tries to cling to
on
her.
the
Golden
floor
Isle
there.
is next, but Talkin' Tipsy's 4-1, and Talkin' Tipsy's
Well,
a winner.
5-2
Talkin'
on the
Tipsy
morning
going
line.
away. Moana's Power 2nd, Golden Isle 3rd, then Soul Hope.
Oldy,
David's Rose didn't fire, beat one home.
That's a
55-4.
I talked a lot about this. I completely disliked the 2, and I thought the race was only between the 2, 4, 5. So well done. You advanced. I just didn't have the right single. I read that race perfect, and that was the bummer. With the EquinEdge long shot, I did not like any of the speed there, but I wanted somebody who could rate. The 5 was way too far back. The 4, Luis Saez with a great ride. So well done, man. You advanced there. You are singled in the next to the 1 horse. So
Yep.
tough race, but you are going to be alive to graze Fable as your single. Nice little ticket so far. I mean, nothing crazy, kind of a fave, and then almost a $10 winner, and then you get about a $10 winner there. So
Yep.
should be interesting. All right, let's go. We have 12 minutes to Santa Anita. Let me pull that on the player. And actually, I'm going to get rid of Laurel because I don't know how much Laurel we're going to cover.
Yeah, if we have time in between.
California.
Yeah.
They're 6 minutes away.
I'll put that down on the bottom just so it's there. All right. So let's see. Santa Anita. All right. I'm keeping my ticket the same. I'm going to not mess around. That's a bad idea if I start messing around it. And I'm just going to go with what I originally came up with. Oldy, that is yours. You did change and got rid of the 6 and put the 1 back in.
Yep.
Anything else here? Lexi, I know that's Oldy's. We were looking at mine earlier. Anything else here, Oldy, you're going to change?
I'm thinking about putting a second one in for the with the 5 in the last as a single.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, we talked about that horse might go gate to wire. I mean, it adds blinkers. It's going to show. I mean, it already shows speed. So, I mean, it's not like. I mean, it's going to go. I mean, this horse raced in that deep allowance race at Ascot. So, was this horse? Ooh, I don't remember this horse. Do you remember this horse, Oldie, from racing at Ascot?
No, but it's first time Peter Miller. So let's see if I have
Slam dunk racing. Interesting.
So it could have been a Ward horse or somebody else. And then got moved to Miller. I can't even talk. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, so what did I want? Let me look at that third leg again real fast here for my B ticket. I know I don't have a ton of time here, but
no, we're good. We got time. I'll that's my ticket. Well, you can figure out what you're doing. I think this first race, I got rid of the 6. It is the favorite here now. So, I mean, who knows? This horse, I think it won last out, to be honest. Yeah, it did. It won in a 48. So, Mike Smith rides back for Cassidy. I'm guessing they hit at an okay rate, 33%. So 2 out of 6. Horse is only 16%. Morning line doesn't say a lot about it, but horse, definitely taking some money as the favorite. I did not use the horse. I just went 127 here. I think anybody close or near the speed's going to be dangerous. I think the 1 will be dangerous on the lead. Oldy and I talked about that. And then I think that Mischievous Path, I think JJ is going to put this horse in a good spot, I would guess. Not sure how far off some of these are going to be, but I think they're going to have to be close, else the 1 can get away, Oldie.
For sure. I mean, the 1 may go gate. I brought this up in my write-up of my ticket that I thought the 1 has a shot to go gate to wire here.
And then, Oldie, you know what I'm also going to do? Just because I don't really love this 4th race, and it does still concern me a little bit. And I would kick myself, right? If I didn't, if I got there and didn't hit that. I'm going to play a little pick 3 on something probably too. Yeah.
Or you could play like a $1 pick 4 and cover the 5 as your single in the last.
Yeah, that's another way. That's another way. I'm gonna play a pick 3, and I'm going to single the 4 horse in race 3 though. Same thing. What's for 50 cents? This is going to be $9. So 127 overall to the 4. And again, we need marketing. Somebody needs to market this horse. Somebody should claim this horse is probably what should happen. Big GSR. But I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with it. It's a random racing horse, only a 3-year-old. They drop it in a $50,000, or it's in for a $50,000 tag in a maiden claimer. So,
weren't you going to have Scotty claim that one?
I know. I told him. I texted him. I said, "Hey, you should claim this horse. Like, maybe if it was in Florida, man, I'd
Yeah.
be a lot more interested. It's hard. I've only been to Santa Anita, I think, maybe only once, to be honest with you.
Claim it, have it shipped to Florida, and put it with Safi. You're all good.
Yeah, and yeah, that is. I do agree with you, Leah. I do agree with you. That might even actually be a little bit of a better is to play, for $18 to the 4 and 8. Because that's why I'm not singling Leah the 4 there, like in race 3, because I do think this 8 might run, and the morning line really likes it, and it's EquinEdge long shot, So I'm with you. We'll play that. I'll probably play that. I'll play 50 cents to the straight 4, and then play one to the 4 and 8. We'll see. Let's see. They are out on the track. We still have 6 minutes. Oldy is alive at Gulfstream. My single just lost to the 4 who won, Luis Saez, with a good win. Oldy's single, the 1 horse, is the current favorite at Gulfstream. This is that race. Oldy, good for you for singling there. I hope you get it. I struggled a lot with that race.
Yeah, I mean, I was on that horse. I think I first looked at this on Wednesday, and I was single to that horse.
My only concern is like this horse is classier, but it doesn't break, and it like I only looked in the last 8 races, right? But like I don't know if that horse don't break, it could be problematic on the rail with all these horses.
I mean, definitely that I'm counting on a decent enough break here.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's a lot of speed here. That's where I found this race was tough because Gaff Leone is going to send from the 10 hole, and 100% Jose Ortiz is sending Call Me Harry, the 6 horse. Like he is, look at this. In this horse, he's sending all day. I mean, Castellano's been riding now. Jose gets aboard. So the pace is going to be massive here.
And that's why I think the 1 could set a perfect pocket trip there, though.
Yeah, no, he could. He's just going to have to break so the 2 and 4 don't give him a bunch of trouble and he ends up getting shuffled all the way back or something, right? So, but I'm with you. Like, I totally agree because I didn't even really want to use the 10 or 6 when I played my ticket that now is done. I spread, but, because these horses are going to go super fast, but one of them may go and be gone. I mean, the rail is at 35 feet. So, if one of them gets a lead and just doesn't absolutely motor out there, but I think there's potential that the 2 of them press each other pretty heavy.
I mean, that the 1 nearly won a grade 3 2 back, wasn't good enough at a mile in a grade 1. Has a win against Open Stakes Company, Gate to Wire as well, has a win rating. So the horse is tactical. So depending on the situation, and also has massive works, but depending on the situation, the horse does not have to go to the lead or drop back. So if it breaks slow, it's not dead in the water like a lot of speed horses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I think it is probably the feature of the day. Yeah, it's an allowance race. So, but this is the classy horse for sure. I mean, GSR number is quite a bit higher even than the 4 horse, who, I do think has a chance to run here. I think the 4 is fairly interesting, to be honest. The morning line had this horse at 8-1, and it's taking some money, but I bet this horse floats back up. This horse is, it came off the layoff, so it's 4th off the layoff, the 4 horse, and didn't run, and it ran a little bit better here in a 70. So, in my opinion, the 4 value proposition could improve. This horse has raced well, at much tougher. It was the favorite back here and just burned a bunch of money, but today you're going to get a massive price on this horse at an easier level. So I think the question is like, what happened to this horse? So it'll be interesting if this horse can improve. So.
Yeah, no, and it may just be how old was that horse?
Value proposition is 7-year-old.
7-year-old. Yeah. So it may have just gotten old from early 2022 till now.
The thing I would be curious though is like, and you see this horse has had some layoffs, so it hasn't won. It hasn't won since back in, almost what, 15, 16 months.
Yeah, when it was a 5-year-old.
Yeah. So you could be right. It is lightly raced to some extent as a 7-year-old, but it may just be done,
Yeah.
So I don't know who's this trainer, G Goodman. Godalia Goodman. Interesting. I have no idea who that is.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, I mean, this horse is going to be a bomber, but it's only 3%, so we'll see. All right.
And while we're on the subject of older horses that may be done, I don't know if you guys saw, and I tweeted this out too, but Axeman, the former Baffert stakes winner, was running at Turf Paradise not yesterday, 2 days ago, I think it was, and is an 8-year-old gelding. And that horse, if anybody knows the Earnhardts and can get in touch with those owners, that horse looked like it needed a walker down the stretch, like an old person walker, because and I think it's just that horse needs to go to aftercare and be retired. It's sad that they're still out there running it against horses it would have killed even like a year ago. And find it a pony spot or something like that, but don't keep running that horse out there, especially at Turf Paradise. Why take that chance?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the kind of press anybody wants. We don't want to hear about it ending up in a kill pen or in Puerto Rico or something like that.
Yeah. Oldy, what's all this stuff that Vito, what are you talking about? I'm not following anything.
No idea what he's talking about ballots.
Vito, you got to help us, man, because I have no idea what all that ballots and all that stuff you're saying.
Is he talking about the sun thing? So that the 5 horse that we were talking about that was at Ascot in the last, that's a former Chad Brown.
Oh, I figured it was Wesley Ward, but it makes sense it was Chad Brown. So, yeah, we'll have to see. All right. I don't even have the favorite, Oldy. I am 127. You are 1267, if I remember correctly.
Side stall following.
I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually.
Here?
Yes. Remember, I got rid of the.
They're in the gate. Movement out of Atomic Drop.
I think.
No. We're in race 1. 1, 2, 6.
You're right. 1, 2, 6, 7.
Cybertruck in the center of the course. Atomic Drop is quicker and takes the lead. Mobu is up close in the early stages, and there goes Tom's XS. And
I guess the one's not going gate to wire.
Is in front. Mischievous
6
Path
won
is
the
up
lead.
close as
Mr. White,
well. Big gap back to Short Man.
Wow.
And Bottle of Smoke, who stumbled a bit out of the gate, is the distant trailer and
That
wide
rail,
into the first turn.
Way out of turn.
Tom's XS is able to make a very easy lead. They're in front by a length now, with Atomic Drop coming to put a little bit of pressure on in second. Then it's Mischievous Path third. Mobu tucked in neatly at the rail fourth. Then Cybertruck in fifth, 4 lengths off the lead. 2 more back to Short Man and a gap to Bottle of Smoke. They're heading to the half-mile pole. Mike Smith and Tom's XS cruising along. A length and a half to the good of Atomic Drop in second. Mobu a little closer third. Mischievous Path just outside of him in fourth.
I think I like the 7 best out of what I'm seeing right now.
And 4 more Bottle of Smoke.
I hope somebody, because I don't have the 6.
Less than 3 furlongs out, leads by a half length. Atomic Drop
One's
turning up the pressure now in second. A length and a half to Mischievous Path. Mobu has some run, looking for a little bit of racing room as the field turns for home. It's Tom's
the 7 does the 2
alongside
2 forced the 7 wider than the 7
Mobu, but still 2.5 off
6
the
is
leader.
done, which
Inside the 8th pole, Atomic Drop.
I'm worried about that horse, though.
Leads it by a head on the outside. Mobu
is
fully
he's going to run
extended.
right into the back of the
between
one.
Horses, closing stoutly is Short Man. A driving finish.
Wow,
Mobu
2?
on the outside found his best ride.
Is that the 4?
Photo between Short Man and Atomic Drop. Then Tom's XS and Mischievous
Short
Path.
Man, yeah. It's my father's horse. He's a Short Man.
So Vito, you're kind of freaking me out, brother. Like I don't really understand a word you're saying, but
He's basically saying whatever they shot down is going to kill 90% of the population.
If it's used, like, so did it not get used and they shot it down? Like, I don't understand.
It was whatever it was the size of a small car. But they're not saying what it was.
What is Klaus Schwab with WEF has a video with all blackouts. Nothing will work. Like, is this in Alaska, man? Like, help me understand, man. Get me up to speed. Yeah, Bill, neither Oldy or I had the 4, so that is a good thing. That was a great race, though. And Oldy, I'm still just confused by what's happening with Vito, but the two was habeas. Somebody, Bill, you told me. I think I pronounced it wrong there, right? Oh no, the 2 was Mabu. We get 5-2, Oldy.
On Mobu.
Mobu.
Rhymes.
Mobu. That was a great race. The 4 was friggin' rolling. Oh wow, 4 the 2 had a lot of horse there late. So did the 4, but the 2 did. I mean, to hold on there with the 4 was just flying. But that I don't think was all that close. First for second, I thought it was, but that was the 2 easy in my opinion. Luis, what do you mean racing program?
You are getting a racing program for free.
Yeah, what do you need? That's a good boom, Doug. Well, that's good, Vito. I'm glad you follow more than horses. World Economic Forum. Oh, I'm even more confused now, but keep us updated. Yeah, Leah, I did. I love that that's a favorite angle. Like I could see that being an angle. All right, Oldy, we have your ticket is live. So let me see here. That's mine, which is not. I'm bummed I picked the wrong horse. I should have picked the 4 and not the 5 just because Sayas was riding. But we have 6 minutes. There's no reason to go to Oak Lawn. So let's you are single to the 1. What did I play here? I was 1, 3 through 7. Oh, I guess Oldy, I already talked about the 4. Anybody else you want to? I think the 1 we've talked about the 4.
Yeah.
Anybody else you think has a shot here? I thought the 3 was interesting. The 7.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really love any of the other horses here. But I think the 3's coming from too far back. The 5's coming from even further back than that. So you're going to need a pace meltdown for the 5. Especially, on this turf. I mean, the 7's.
That's going to be hard for Sayas, though, even with the rail like that, to navigate 10 horses basically and like try to come from behind. I mean, that's going to be tough.
7's been my would have been my second choice.
The 7? Yeah, I thought this horse was interesting. I really did. Win percent increases, up to 13% from 8. It's shown its ability to come off the pace in this SOR just 2 back. I mean, look at this horse is live as day, in my opinion. Stays with 2 churns here. It missed here in a 70. Oldy, this is how I ended up just not trusting the 1 because there were some other nice horses. So
no, I agree. There's some nice horses, but are there horses that you trust in a grade 3 or a high level open 1 mile turf stakes race?
Yeah. No,
That's the
I'm
question.
with you. Yeah.
I mean, the 2's not impossible either at 14-1 and 10%. It is Drexler. I think that horse may want to sprint in this and hasn't run the same going when it's stretched out at Kentucky Downs, but that's Kentucky Downs. So at 14, 15-1, it might be worth a shot as well. The 11's a 1% horse, doesn't really look like it wants turf. And it's first time turf or second time turf. I'm sorry. I think that the the 8, 3, and 5, I just think are going to be too far back.
Yeah, I didn't use the 8. I thought the 3, I mean, source is 22%, and I really struggled even adding this source to my ticket. But then I looked at it further. It has a win in a third. Win percent stays in the 20s. It raced in, I think it's at a 6-horse field. Yeah, here, and just missed in a 68. So it has a good post here for hot blooded. I mean, and its last win though came back in a 64. So I think the question with the 3 oldie is like, is this horse gonna fit at this level? Because it has not been able to win. But what I would say is the pace is gonna be so hot here. Alvarado could give this horse just a great trip.
Yeah, and I agree with you possibly here, but I'm looking back at this horse's best races, and its state bred
Yeah.
stakes win came on the synthetic, not the grass.
Yeah. No, good point. Yeah. Well, and then
But
yeah,
it seems to
and
hang. It seems to hang and not get home on the, and it's I brought up the one beating open stakes company where the 3's been running against state bred.
No, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. But if you look there, strength of race, I mean, but I think the horse is 20%, which is the concerning thing. But it's pretty wild. You're getting 9-1. I mean, the horse is taking no money. They're the 4 goes to continually float up. And to me, that horse is probably the play from a price, in my opinion, of getting completely overlooked from a public standpoint. Value proposition. I mean, this horse was ran great at the surface and distance, great GSR. We talked earlier, though, this horse is a 7-year-old and hasn't been running, but I would say maybe it's coming into form. It might take this horse a bit. And this is its fourth race in the form cycle, and it did run okay last out off the rail at a big price. So we'll see, though, Oldy.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I'm laying 5 win place show on the 2 to cover me, and I'm also playing 10 to win on the 7.
Yeah, I like the 7. I am with you. I think the 10 First Empire. Who was that? I just saw somebody was asking that. Sorry. Ed, I mean, the problem is the pace is going to be massive here. I would say if Tyler Gaffleone, and you have a great GSR, can get over and Jose does not cause him and them to duel and gets over and gets the lead, this horse could be dangerous. But I think my biggest concern here is just it's going to have to go and get over it. And Jose is, I would guess, totally sending Call Me Harry, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't see that the horse has another way to go here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sprinter for the most part on the stretch out. Didn't really run last time it stretched out to 8 furlongs. Actually, really hasn't run well either time. But once was against 70s, so that could be excused in a grade 1. And did get the lead there. But, that outside post is tough. It's going to be the fact that the 6 is inside there. I mean, I don't know if the Drexler horse is going to, or I'm sorry, the Maker horse is going to, understand that it needs the lead. I think it probably does. Jose there, you have Tyler and the 10, and Tyler knows that he needs the lead too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I am with you, man. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. They're out there kind of circling the track behind the gate, and yeah, Luis, I'm glad. So what else, Ollie? Anything else here? They're heading over to the turf course, so we're going to be about ready to go. You're going with the 6, Russ. Okay, good luck, man. And that horse, it's speed.
Yeah, I mean, if you switch the posts on the 10 and the 6, I think I'd prefer I think the 10 possibly could win this race. I don't think the 10 can win the race from the 10 post. We'll see.
Yeah.
And if the 1 breaks well, the 1 could be up on it too.
Scotty, we talked a lot about, I see Scotty, welcome, buddy. We talked a lot about the 3. I mean, that horse is 22% to win. It has been there consistently and just missing at this strength of race. So there's so much speed.
The horses are at the gate.
We talked about that horse could
now
stiff
post
the ship
time.
at 9-1.
Lining up and moving in for race number 8, the first half of the late daily double. 8-5, Gray's Fable. 4-1, both Creed and Call Me Harry. 7-1 on Skies Not Falling. Not any real surprises here. There's a ton of chances in this race. A deep and competitive group assembled.
Sky, you think the 5?
Value proposition.
Yeah, I don't get the 5 at all. 5 best win is against 60s.
Off a nice allowance win, a textbook turf trip for him last time. On the outside, it's Candy Tycoon to complete the line.
Yeah, I could see the 3, Bill. I talked a lot about it. No,
Time for the Friday feature. All set.
Come on, 1, pay attention.
Wow.
Fair.
He broke good this time.
All except for Skies Not Falling, who made a mess of the start and is 4 lengths last. Creed was a bit slower than the others.
6 and 10.
Good start
How
for
good
First
is the
Empire,
pace
who heads off for the early lead while trying to clear the inside traffic from Call Me
4
Harry
and
away
3
in
are gonna
second.
say
Candy
great
Tycoon
trip.
marching up and around horses. He's up to 3rd now. Saving ground is Hot Blooded to race together with Value Proposition. They're about 4 lengths behind. On hold behind them is Super Dormy. Then the team of Gray's Fable and 7 Channels, about 7 lengths off the speed. 2 better than Creed, and the trailer is Skies Not Falling. 23 and 3 for the opening quarter at a big price. First Empire, he has the lead for Gaffleon in front 3 parts of a length. Candy Tycoon has latched onto him second, 2 back to Call Me Harry, who's now 3rd. Sliding through at the inside, Hot Blooded moves up to take 4th ahead of Value Proposition. Then it's Super Dormy. Links back to Gray's Fable, who gets a bit ahead of 7 Channels. Then Skies Not Falling and Creed. 47 seconds for the opening half mile as they leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. First Empire leads by a neck. Candy Tycoon is second, then Hot Blooded and Call Me Harry. Super Dormy is in the white and red colors, starting to tack on for Castellano. Out inside Value Proposition. Wide for the drive, the Sky's Not Falling. Creed's got traffic issues, so does 7 Channels. Gray's Fable needs to pick it up with an inside lane. He needs room too. Plenty of chances as they straighten for home. First Empire still the target. Super Dormy on the outside. Gray's Fable crying for room. Rosario going to try to thread the needle here. Here's Gray's Fable down inside, getting the jump. Super Dormy. Super Dormy has the lead. Super Dormy wins. Gray's Fable second.
All right, everybody.
Oldy, that's I don't know if the horse wins, but I mean my there was just, I don't know if he had a better spot to go. I was gonna say I just don't know how great of a ride it was, but like, I mean, he definitely cost. He cost himself. He only had one option, I think, because he probably wasn't going to go 8 wide, and then just got caught in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, he got caught right about there.
I mean, I was surprised the horse actually, I mean, he got the horse to come up the rail like that. I mean, that's no easy task. And the horse is running. I mean, the question is just going to become of like, he would have had to get going better and found a path. Yeah. I mean, the 2 just had a much better trip.
I did cover that. Because the 2 and the 7 were the only other two I liked there.
Mm-hmm.
But disappointing.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. The 2 horse, what was the 2 horses odds? The 2, I didn't even use the 2, so that for me would have been super. Oh, that was the EquinEdge long shot. I mean, that's a miss on my part because I would always.
I was gonna say you never miss the using.
Yeah, I will just Oldy. I will blame that on not sleeping. That will be purely what I will blame that on. Or unless the EquinEdge long shot changed it some. No, it was. That's just purely when I punched the ticket, but it didn't matter, luckily, because my ticket was dead. I would have Oldy. That would have been one that hurt. That would have been that would have not been good. Oh man. All right, we have, what do we got? Let me get off of, I still got the Gulfstream video up. So yeah, we have Santa Anita in 11 minutes. Goldie, did you look? I looked at Golden Gate. You want to, I think I might even put a ticket together. Did you put a Golden Gate ticket together?
I did. I haven't sent it to you yet because
Well,
scratches came in so late, but
no, we'll just I believe that might be mine. Let me duplicate here. This is good. This will work out perfect. We got about 10 minutes. And all right, let me know what your budget is, and I'm gonna punch it in.
120. I'm looking to find my. There we go. All right, so I am first leg 2, 4, 6, 7.
2, 4, 6, 7. Okay.
Single the 5.
Yeah, I singled as well. Okay.
I mean, it's hard to play against that.
Yeah.
There. Then I am 2, 1, 4, 6, 7. I don't know why I told you that out of order.
No, we're good. I was the same. Yep.
2, 4, 5.
2, 4, 5. You have tossing the 6. Emily smiles. Okay.
Yep. And then
I'm with you. Keep going.
1, 4, 6, 7.
Yeah, this last race is interesting. I will say that I am only using the first time starters in race 5. Let me see. I think that's right. Well, it came to 150. Oldy, check it for me. Or was it 120 or 150?
120. So it should be 2, 4, 6, 7.
Yep.
5.
Yep.
Oh, you have one too many in the last there.
Oh,
it's
okay.
1, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, no, 2. That's why. Okay. All right. Let's go to leg number 1, 25 minutes, because we have 10 till Santa Anita. So this will be perfect. We can get through most of this. Leah, good to see you. Have a great day. I hope you do well. Like, I always appreciate you tuning in. All right, Oldie. Let's this first race, nothing spectacular in my opinion when you ended up with maidens that just can't win. But how'd you went 2, 4, 6, 7 here?
Correct. Yeah, that's and I feel the same way you do about this race. The 2's dropping 19%, not in the top E picks though. But is among the top win percentages. The 7 is top win, second Scotty, or second E Pixie. I still do that. The 6, interesting, is top pick, but not among the top E picks. These guys are cheap though, and if the horses up front stop, the 6 may just clean up the pieces here. Would be my thought.
Yeah. All right. I am 2, 3, 7. You talked about the 2 just dropping in SOR. This horse has only raced 5 times, right? And it was first time going 2 turns on the synthetic. So win percent 15 to 19%. Julian Couton he rode last out, so he rides back. This horse raced in a 42, dropping in SOR. I think this horse could be tough. Not taking much money, which is kind of interesting. But the 3 is EquinEdge long shot. Other than I did not love so many horses here that I thought this horse might run. I mean, it nothing spectacular about it, but it does get the apprentice, and I think this horse may run. Mm-hmm. I did not use the 6. And this horse is 0 for 10 as top EquinEdge pick, but it's gonna have to come from way back. On 2 turns on the synthetic, that's obviously much easier than sprinting, but and then I thought the 7. I mean, this horse really fit. Oh, Matt's here. We'll get back to Matt. Bossy Pegasus, this horse totally fits here, though. I mean, the problem is this horse has not been running versus tougher, so it definitely fits here. And I don't even know what to say, Oldie. It's like running in these wide posts at Santa Anita and not running on the turf, and then all of a sudden it's on the lead and nearly hangs on the synthetic. So it's a good thing they moved this horse to Golden Gate, in my opinion. I don't love it, but I think this horse fits and could get the win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any horses to love in this race.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm a little worried, but that's why I didn't play that large of a ticket. But and then leg 2, Trojan Clubhouse. I mean, I don't single the chalk a lot, but to your point, I thought this horse was the single. Oldy, anything
Yeah.
to say here?
Yeah, I mean, the speed of the speed in a race that has no other speed. Horses won, what is it? Horses won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. I have multiple notes on the horse about what a monster it is. It's actually getting a little bit easier of a group than last time too. Solid breaker. I'm acting like it's has no problem going 2 turns. High percentage trainer jockey combo. You know, I don't see what's not to like other than the price here. And I expect the morning line to be pretty close to where it ends up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I always like try to find a way to beat these horses, but I thought this was going to be tough. I mean, this horse, like whatever the conditions here are, I didn't really actually look, but it seems like this horse just second off the layoff gets the perfect conditions here. I mean, they're just banking checks, man. These are the horses that I would love to have, and you can just run. And I mean, I'm curious. We don't have the. I know it will show up, but did this horse get claimed? And then it went from a 12-5 claimer. You know, somebody gave up on this horse probably, and somebody probably claimed this horse. And look how much money they've probably made, Oldie, since they claimed that horse. Probably $100,000, and they claimed that horse for 12-5.
In that 12-5 claimer, I had just had the note gate to wire. The next time out against 50K starter allowance company, I synthetic early speed monster cleared easily, ran hot fractions, still ran away from the field like it was going out of style.
Those are your notes?
Yes.
I
used
love
as
it.
a single.
Yeah.
So I marked it that I used it as a single there. That was February 11th, 2022.
Yeah,
So
earlier
almost a
in the
year
year.
ago.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man. I love it. That's cool. All right. Well, hopefully we're both right there.
Yeah.
Next leg. Is that my ticket or yours?
It's mine, I think, was what I was seeing.
Well, I know
Yeah,
I have
that's
all
fine.
first-time starters in the last race, so that's the easy way to tell which ones. Oh, the 3 just scratched, so my ticket can be cheaper. The scratches just came in. Hold on, Oldie. So we have 3 minutes till Santa Anita. I don't think the scratches were in before, so let me see if anybody else. Maybe the 3 may be the only thing that scratched. Okay. So you then in leg 3 are 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 here.
Yeah, I'm not even seeing the 3 listed here yet.
No, in the last.
Yeah.
In the last.
No, I know. I just was looking at the scratch. Oh, in the last. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, in the last I'm 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 because I think that I believe it's the 1 horse could go gate to wire here. I know it's stopped and gotten caught every time, but I'm not sure there's a horse here that actually will be close enough to catch it. Unless one of those first time starters, like the 6, the practical joke horse, runs. I mean, there's a Wong first time starter too. So I used what I thought were the 2 best, and I just lost the screen again. Sorry, my docking station broke on me this week, and I'm trying to force my thing to stay docked, even though the lock part of it is broken.
Oh, that's why you lost your video. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You tell me when. Well, I'll let you fix that real quick. Just so everybody knows what I was referring to was in the last race, the 3 horse is scratching, and I think it was one of the first time starters, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, this was a tough race. Like, you know, the 3 though, the morning line does not like, and that horse is only 11%. So it'll be interesting if that horse really takes any money.
But I think that this race to me was fairly wide open, to be honest. Like, I think you're going to potentially need. I will probably go all in this race, just because I thought it was wide open, Oldie. To be like, it's going to be a tough one. And then in here, this is Oldie. I think he's still trying to get his stuff. Oh, you're back. Okay. I can't hear you though if you're talking.
Let's try this now. Better?
You're good. I can hear you now.
All right.
You singled the 4, Cindy, in race 3. Well, good for you. You're singling a price, right? Yeah, I mean 7-2, Blaine Wright. Like, yeah, I mean, find an opinion here and go for it, because it's a tough one.
Accelerate. First time Blaine Wright. I could see that. I think Wright's among the owners too, because I'm seeing BD Wright Racing Stables.
He is. That's his. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He trains up here at Emerald Downs quite a bit. And then when Emerald's not racing, which the track for training should open here pretty soon, but he goes to Golden Gate, obviously.
Right.
So we are at Posto, Oldie. We will come back because Santa Anita, they're at the gate. They're loading. I don't even remember, Oldie, what do you have here?
Well,
you have
on one,
Oldie, you have 1 through 5. I'm all. That's right.
well, actually, it didn't change on one of my tickets, the first ticket. So I'm actually 2 through 6. They're off on one and 1 through 5 on the other.
Anybody's choice on the far outside. And here's Liberal Lady. And Liberal Lady is
I like Liberal Lady there.
lengths.
It's crazy. I
Back of
thought
the field,
that
they're
there might be a
filthy fast and
much
whirly
harder
girly.
pace here from the 2
Liberal
and
Lady
4. I
passes
think.
the 5 furlong pole.
Remember, I told you that was this the race that I
Lowana
mentioned that the
second,
5,
just in
who
front of
was the
anybody's
second
choice
pace horse,
third.
looked like it
Tennessee Moon at the rail,
tends to
fourth,
quit? No, I don't
3
think it
lengths
was.
No.
off the pace.
5 was. I
2
thought
more
this horse
filthy
might win the
fast
race,
and
man. They
whirly
added blinkers.
girly. They head toward
It
the
could still
3/8
win.
pole, and Liberal Lady tries to sneak away, but Tennessee Moon moves clearly
They
in the
let this
second
3
now.
get loose, though,
Lowana
man.
under pressure between horses, passed by anybody's choice.
I don't
Filthy
think
fast,
they're gonna
pink
catch
cap
this
on the
horse.
outside, 5 off the lead. 2 clear of Whirly Girly. They're a quarter of a mile from home.
If you do, this
And
horse
Liberal
stinks.
Lady still in charge by 2. Tennessee Moon switches to the outside to try to close the
He's
gap.
gone.
These 2 pretty much clear the rest. Liberal Lady is
They
showing
give-
no signs of weakening and has a
Don't stop.
4-length
Don't
lead
stop.
coming
We
to
need
the
No,
a
he's
6
not
pole.
stopping.
It's Liberal
She's
Lady.
not stopping. I'm
Liberal
guessing.
Lady is home free.
Boom.
Liberal Lady
It would be
wins
funny if
by
it was a
almost
guy,
5.
but it was named Liberal Lady.
Tennessee Moon. Anybody's choice and filthy fast.
Wonder if that's a
man.
have to, like, wasn't there a turf sprinter called Limousine Liberal or something like that?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's good news there. 3 horse get 7-2. Horse took a lot of money. Interesting. Somebody knew something there. Horse went off at 7-2 off a 6-1 morning line.
I would have liked to have gotten that 7-1 morning line. Yeah, the 2 didn't really break. Yeah, the 2 and the 4 were supposed to get the lead there.
The 3 ended up just sending and being gone. You know, this apprentice didn't go, and then Maldonado ended up trying to rate, right? And like that didn't work. Flavian Pratt was riding the 3. Interesting. So he was sending and going, and his plan worked for sure. So
He was 8 of 116, I think, going into this race.
really, is that why? I've been hearing people, you follow horse racing Twitter, and like you hear everybody want to talk about what's happening sometimes, and I had seen people giving Flavian a lot of flack lately.
Yeah. Like him and JJ have the most mounts, but JJ has 31 wins, or no, I think it's 36 wins, and Pratt had 8 going into today.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, he could turn the tables. Bill, you like the 5 who has a big pace advantage in the 4th at Golden Gate. Let's go back here because we'll finish these tickets. So
Oldy, let's go to the 4th race then. Oh, I saw this. Yeah, Spun Beautiful. I'm with you. This horse might wire as well, Bill. I think there's a good potential here that the 5 could. Oldy, you're 2,
Yeah.
4, 5.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at the 5 and, it wired against 42s. It stopped or got caught and then won against on a DQ against 46s, and these are 50s. So I thought this was a place where I might be able to find a price on the 4, who's going to sit right behind there, and if the horse stops. I also like the 2 a lot here, and the 2 is just a really good hard knocking horse. Won 3 in a row before going too far up the class ladder, coming back down to where it was. And if you look, really, the 6 is just beating easier than this group the last
Yeah.
2 times out, and was DQ'd in one of those. But where the 2 is beating better than this group, and so that I didn't think I could use both those because I thought the 4 was equal to the 6, and I'm getting 8-1 on the 4, and I thought the 5 could go gate to wire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're similar to mine. So I ended up playing 1, 2, 4, 5. The 6 does worry me a little bit. So, but I didn't use the 3 at all. But I thought this was a fairly competitive race. That's where the 6 concerns me a little bit. But in 5, Ayuso gets off the 5 to ride the 6 for
Yep.
Jonathan Wong, which maybe doesn't really matter because Espinoza looks like he rides regularly for Andy Mathis, but who gets off the 2, who Alvarado jumps on for Reed France. So I think this is going to be an interesting race. But let's go to the last, Oldie. I only use first-time starters in this race because I think this race is a mess, and I think you have 2 of them in the EquinEdge picks, but you're 1, 4, 6, 7 here. I also used the 2. I think, look at the 7. I mean, 21% again as a
Yep.
first-time starter.
Yeah, and I think the question really is, does the 1 go gate to wire? If the 1 goes gate to wire, or has a shot to go gate to wire here, and I think, for a 37-point pace advantage, that's a not unlikely occurrence here. The 4 had a value angle on the morning line versus morning line, a slight one. It's also 32% jockey trainer combo, first time Jack Steiner. And
Ramon,
then
right? Ramon, yeah.
And then you have the 6 and the 7, the 2 first time starters for me. And I'm maybe a little concerned I don't have the 2 there, but the 6 and the 7 for sure, I think, are live. And if the 1 stops, any one of those 3 could pick up the pieces.
Yeah, looks good. Looks good on you, though. Great name. I think this horse is stopping. That's how I ended up just completely getting rid of it. The 4, I think, is the most probably interesting horse, though, to be honest, because, it is only raced twice and has run well. And, it fits here. I mean, it's been racing really close, in a 44 and a 46. So that horse could run well. But I just, the 6 and 7, 2 EquinEdge picks, these horses are both working well. Win percent is good. And then the 2. I looked at this race of not liking the 1, it's stopping. The 4 may be the horse to get there, but I'm hoping one of these first-time starters can run well, and we will go from there. That is Oldie's ticket. We got Golden Gate is in 8 minutes, Oldie. So that timed that perfect. We got through all 3 of those picks 5s today, which was good.
First time ever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe since one of the first shows, I don't. Maybe it's just how the races were spread out. Maybe trying to figured out we got to separate these 3 tracks a little bit better. So if that's the case, kudos to them because it worked out a lot better. This is my ticket. I'm single to the same. I
think this is it's an interesting sequence. But Oldie, we're gonna say something. I was gonna jump over to Gulfstream just since they're a few
Yeah.
minutes away.
Our sneaky 4 in the last is
Yeah.
not so sneaky. It's bet down from 30 to 1 to 6 to 1.
Yeah, I did not like the 8 at all here. I'm glad that we get a chance to go here. Anthony, you are seeing it right, and Bill, I do agree that 1 always stops. Jotham, good to see ya. I was 4-7 here, Oldie, and although the 1 I thought was interesting and staking money, so I did not like the 8 at all with the win percent decreasing, and this horse has just burned money in all 3 starts. It is dropping in class, but go ahead, Oldie.
I was going to say, and a massive GSR drop.
Yeah. Yep. The crazy thing, Mr. American, the 7, Anthony, brought up this 7 horse. You know, I would say, like, look at this. This race, the exact same level, maiden optional claim. It does have a restricted here, so maybe it's not quite the same. I'm not really sure, but I would assume that is the same. Was a 54 on the 7 horse. 54. And this is a 40. You know, I almost singled this horse, Oldie, until I ended up liking the 4 a little bit. But Anthony, that horse, I would say, is live in my opinion. It's currently 5-2. Oldie, tell us about the 4 real quick. We still got a minute.
Yeah, so this horse I found really interesting because it's go ahead. It's top pace.
Yeah.
It's right there in SOR. It has a 3-star work.
Yep.
And Castellano doesn't ride that many horses anymore. We just saw him in the last race pull a huge upset. And, you know, he's aboard here for a trainer he's never ridden before. And the horse is 8% at 30 to 1 on the morning line. Granted, it's bet down to 6 to 1 right now, but this horse seemed to be hiding somewhere. It is coming off a decent layoff. It's first time Lasix as well. First time synthetic. The GSR seems to indicate that's not going to be a problem. And, you know, why is Castellano riding this horse if this horse isn't alive? Isn't a live runner here.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it could come 4-7, 7-4. I think the 1 will run well. I am completely off the 5, the 6, the 8. I wouldn't even have these horses on my ticket. That's who it's between. The 3 maybe runs a little bit with Zayas, who gets off the 1, but I'm with you on Cruising Man. I mean, this horse, Oldie, top GSR, right? Only raced once, second time starter. This horse could improve big time on the drop, and it's the pace of the race. So,
and also as a 3-year-old, and I believe was running as a 2-year-old, and they may have ran it the first time and decided it needed to mature rather than an injury there.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I would agree with you there. Get the horse a race, and then, but this will be good. I mean, this is an interesting race in my opinion. We talked about that for quite a bit, and then, you know, and the horse is floating up now 7 to 1. You know, it's probably going to float up to 9 to 1 or 10 to 1, like EquinEdge says. And I would guess the 7 ends up being the favorite. Looks like they're getting over to PETA. The 8 is still the favorite, but I got to imagine the 7 ultimately goes off as the favorite.
No, I agree. And, you know, I agree with you. The only other 2 horses I liked were the 1 and the 7 here.
I'm predicting 4, 7, and then the 1 or 3 to come in third. That's my guess.
7, 1 or 3. I wonder if the 3 is going to be too close to the pace. Here, I think I prefer the 5.
The horses are at the gate. It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 9. 12 races on the card tomorrow, including 2 sprint stakes on turf. Karatari back for another try. And Miss J. McKay in the Filly and Mare division. He's atop the
Good
division
luck if
leaderboard
anybody's
here in South
alive.
Florida at this
Oldie and
time.
I didn't make it today.
Here in the finale, the favorites include
Look at a
7 Mr.
small
American and 8
4 out
Imposter
of 5,
Syndrome.
or at least I will refund here if we're right.
So, Patrick, the mobile version is different. I will tell you though, Patrick, I use my iPad all day.
Mr. American,
It's
Sonny
the,
Leone up for Kathy
the
Ridwell.
exact same version, Patrick, on your iPad.
On the outside,
desktop.
Imposter Syndrome will complete
Mobile
the
on your
line.
phone is different, although at some point in the future there will be
Imposter
a mobile
Syndrome.
upgrade.
And the 9th. They're in the gate. And runners away. From the center, Cruisin' Man, quick off the blocks and leads
we're
early
cruising
on.
for a
Here's
bruise in
Imposter
here.
Syndrome, sent up hard on the outside to get up into a tracking position. Down at the inside, Organized Confusion is now 3rd, 2 better than Mr. American, who strides into 4th. Then Mr. Rhodium and Sir Gusa. Out the back is
Castellano slowed
Retisser.
down there.
Round
and
the
then he had
forward
to pick
turn
it
they
up
go.
again really
Cruisin'
quick,
Man
but
has the lead for Castellano, a
I
length and a half in front. Imposter Syndrome is all in. He just lost
8
second
is
to
done.
Organized
He has
Confusion.
no chance.
Wide while 4th is Mr. American, then Mr. Rhodium, Sir
The 3
Gusa, and
again,
Retisser
Ron.
at the
Either
back
your
as they
3
run
or
for
the 4
home.
right now.
21 and 2 for the opening quarter. Cruisin' Man putting up some lofty numbers. Here's Organized Confusion, an 8-1 proposition to take
Javier.
him on with an 1/8 of a mile to
Poor
go.
Don, man.
Cruisin' Man, he's still responding to Castellano urging on the outside. Organized Confusion gaining slowly at the inside, and Mr. Rhodium. Final yards to go.
Wire.
Cruisin' Man
Wire.
almost home. Here's
Wire.
Organized Confusion.
Wire.
Photo
Oh.
finish.
I'm not sure.
Probably inside. Cruisin' Man
It-
over Organized Confusion in 56 and 2.
Come on, how about that find for
Yeah.
both of us there?
That was huge, man. 6-1.
Should I look
The,
at the real depressing number, which is what that pick 5 probably paid for the 4?
Well, hold on. I will tell you. It paid $3,900.
It's not as depressing as I thought it was going to be.
I'm pretty sure the 4 got there.
I'm
It's
watching
close,
now.
but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 4
Yeah, I
got
don't-
the nose down.
I don't
Boom.
think the 3 ever got there. Yeah, that was good, man. And John, yes, the iPad is exactly the same. Nice, Anthony. That was the way to. I ended up playing only the 7 in second, but that was the way to play it. I knew the 8 wasn't gonna. The 8 was just that horse couldn't run, man.
Yeah, and you
But-
know you know this that you woke up this morning. Well, you get up early, but you know Chris and them woke up this morning to a long-winded message from me on the 4.
I love it, man.
I just
we
wish we
don't-
would have gotten the 30-1. You know.
Yeah, Scott, we don't. There's no photo necessary, but I don't think the 3 ever actually got its head in front.
So I had $10 win place show there.
Nice. Yeah, there it is. 4-3. That was the 3 was the horse for second, not the 7. But
Should have listened to you on the 3 for my try though.
well, I mean that horse. I just disliked the 8 and so many of those other horses. See, the 5 ran 5th though. So, Tony missed the single. So good job, Chuck. We both missed our singles. I guess we should have singled there, Oldy. That would have been the spot
Yeah.
to single.
I considered it and I chickened out. And I would have had the 2 and the 7, so I would have had the winner in the last leg too.
Seth, we talked about all of those horses, like whether they're SOR or not, but we were there. All right, we
Get to the gate.
Oh, okay. Golden Gate.
Here's Natalia, post position 2.
You are 2, 4, 6, 7.
Achromatic.
I played 2, 3, 7.
2, 3, 7. Okay.
Working with Achromatic to come up to the gate.
It's interesting. The
He
4 is
saved the
kind of
next
dead on the board
upload.
at 9-5.
Who?
The 4 at 9-5.
Here?
3 more to load in.
Yeah,
Be
9 to 5
Mischief.
on the morning line, 9 to 5 on the board right now. 2's dead too.
2 more on vacation. And to round out the field, Bossy Pegasus to complete the live.
Sweep of the late daily double for jockey Javier Castellano. Good speed shown off the shelf from the winner here for
Hold
We're
on.
Cruisin'
ready to
Man.
go.
Sorry.
Cruisin' Man. First start is a
We're off and running at
There we
Golden
go.
Gate Fields to kick off El Camino Real Derby Week. Bossy Pegasus from the far outside, set
Forgot we
for
have the
speed. She's got
El
the lead
Camino
and is about to clear off and has done
Real
so.
Derby
Gets
tomorrow.
through the rail and shows the way. So Bossy Pegasus with a clear lead into the clubhouse turn. Kind of Blue Kitten takes a hold. She's back in second with Achromatic. Peace Haven is 3 wide. Another 2 lengths back to Natalia. Second to last on vacation. And Be Mischief is at the back of the field early on. Bossy Pegasus, she's first. Bossy Pegasus, Santos Rivera carve out the fractions here in the first race today. Open up a length and a half. In the second spot, Achromatic. Kind of Blue Kitten racing inside of her in the red, white, and blue. Peace Haven racing alone. She's eased back to fourth. About 3 lengths off the lead, approaching the half-mile Parker. She's about 2 lengths clear of another pair.
3 looks good.
Natalia outside of On Vacation. And
I
another
don't think.
huge space
I mean,
back
did
to Be
I
Mischief,
just don't
who's
think. I don't know
last
if
with
the
a half
he has
mile
any
to go.
horse left.
Bossy Pegasus, no excuses for her today. She's still on top, a length and a half clear. Kind of Blue Kitten,
It's not a
Achromatic
great
side
trip.
by side. Peace Haven in the fourth spot, loses that position On Vacation, sent along on the rail.
Yeah,
She's
3
gaining some
done.
ground now On Vacation, about to take third. In the sixth spot, Natalia coming back
The
to
2's
her.
got
She's
horse
under
if
a
he can
hard ride,
find
and Be Mischief is
an
still at the
opening.
back trying to gain ground and is doing so at the top of the stretch. Bossy Pegasus off the turn as a head in front. Kind of Blue Kitten's trying to run by her. On Vacation continues a run. Be Mischief at a price on the far outside, getting
Got
rolling
shut
late.
off.
Peace Haven right behind that quartet
5
who line up. Be
rolling.
Mischief on the outside, battling with On Vacation. On Vacation in the white
6 gonna
blinkers
win,
has
though.
the head in front. Be Mischief second. Peace Haven not going to get there. And On
Boom, boom,
Vacation
boom, boom.
I think that was the top EquinEdge pick, Oldy, right?
I believe so.
No, it was. Yeah. Well done, man. I didn't use that horse, but good job. You used 2, 4, 6, 7. You end up, I don't know what the price was though. When that horse 7 to 2. So good job. All right. I think Santa Anita is coming up though. Oh no, we still have 13 minutes. Okay. So this is probably one of my favorite races of the day, Oldy, I would say, here at Santa Anita. We talked a lot about this race.
Yes.
You are singled to the 5 horse, which is currently 10 to 1. I told Scotty this morning when I talked to him, I said that 4 horse is going to be like 15 to 20 to 1, and there it is. Anybody just joined us, this horse is the top GSR. It is 25% to win, which is the second win percent behind a massive favorite. It's a first-time starter, and you're going to get an absolute price. But Oldy, you are singled to the 5 with the pace. Any thoughts here?
I'm single to the 5 on 1 ticket, remember, and then I played a B ticket where I am 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5, 8. And then single to 5 in the last. But with the 5 at 10 to 1, I would take hitting my 5 here.
I mean, 10 to 1, you're going to get a massive price, man.
Yeah.
So let me make sure we're done at. Wow, look at that, how close that was at there's the photo. Somebody wanted to see the photo. There's the photo at Gulfstream.
I lost 2 of those this morning. So it's nice to win one.
You got one back. All right, let me fix our screen here for a second.
Yeah.
All right, we got Santa Anita. There's the 4 horse, 15 to 1. Oldie single is 9 to 1. The 8 is 6 to 1. So big time favorite in the 2. Let me, Oldie, I need to close a couple windows, and then I'm going to get us over to Santa Anita.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm just looking. I know Tampa's about to go off. I'm just looking to see if there's any interesting there, and my answer is kind of not really. Um,
At Tampa or Fawner?
can't watch Fawner, remember?
Well, no, I know. I was, I know.
And I love the late pick 5 at Tampa tomorrow. I think is tremendous. With the Sam F. Davis and the Suncoast.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can let's talk about the Santa Anita race, and then we will. Well, we'll still have time. Then we can talk about that after this. And then we'll probably end it. I'm guessing Oldy. I have to jump right at 2 p.m. Pacific, so we'll probably end it after the Golden Gate race. But so, are you what? Like, let's talk verticals here. Like, I mean, this 2-horse. I mean, I guess this horse is going to run. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I am for sure playing a EquinEdge first time starter exacta. That's for sure something I'm playing, because you're going to end up getting 15, 20 to 1 over 5 to 1. And then I probably will play a first time starter over maybe a favorite or something. But I love seeing races like this where you end up getting just bombers and first time starters with a win percent like that.
Yeah, and I think the 5 is going to run here. I think the 5 is going to get an easy lead. Whether the 5 can keep going, I think is the question.
Yeah.
But and you don't make money by not taking chances of doing this.
You just have to play with no fear. That's the way I always think about it. So what about this 6-horse? This horse is the top EquinEdge pick, Oldy, but it's 4%. I mean, Diego Herrera rides for D'Amato. This horse is its second start after coming from overseas. It was the favorite last out and absolutely didn't run. So, but the problem I have is that we know this race is a 38, and this horse couldn't win here.
Mm-hmm.
It got second, so that's what I don't love. I mean, I don't know I didn't look a ton at this horse until looking at it again, but I don't love that, even if you can toss this first U.S. race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I toss that first U.S. race though.
No, I'm saying if you can get around it, you could toss it, but we're saying the same thing. I'm just like, I don't think it really matters, because this horse doesn't look like it really maybe fits here.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this horse as it may want soft turf, first of all. Number 2, you look, it ran the way you would expect against a 46 when it can't beat a 38. First time in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they went and put blinkers on it, and, that didn't help. I just, I think it is getting Lasix though. So maybe it bled. I don't know. But, this horse doesn't look like the winner here. It's only 4%. I know that it's the E first pick, but it's only 4%. It's 3 to 1. It doesn't have, there's not an angle like pace advantage. It hasn't been facing better than this group, and it's not dropping. So what's the angle that this horse wins because of?
Yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, it took money, but I don't think it should have. I just don't see it, man. I mean, it's EquinEdge first pick.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. That's the only thing I can tell you.
Well, and it's dead on the board right now too.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have really any speed. I think it's going to be interesting on what happens with the Tory on the 2. This horse adds blinkers, the 2. So, is the 2 going to end up pressing the 5 a little bit? I don't think we know what's going to happen with the 4 or the 8, but I would not be surprised. I mean, we need marketing. I will tell you, everybody too, the 4 has a great work.
And, this horse ran here, it's been working consistently. This horse, I mean,
Yeah.
it's 19-1. It's taking no love, 0 love, and it's a 25% to win. So
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. Anytime you see something that's 25% to win at 19-1, you have to play a win bet there.
yeah.
That's screaming, play a win bet, play a win bet.
So this horse, so Anthony, I think, was saying this horse is going to get a firm turf course. Maybe, I think the rain's been gone in California.
Yeah.
It's been gone here locally. So I could see that.
Yeah, but I don't know that this horse wants firm turf.
Well,
It
you
was
assume
running
that's why
pretty
they
well.
said it, but yeah.
Right, but it was running pretty decently on good turf. It didn't like soft.
They added blinkers, and then now it gets Lasix. But yeah, I mean, maybe it's the happy drug. Like, it's Scott. I think Scott said that. Yeah, first time Lasix. So, it could be, man. I mean, that might be the key. But I don't know. This race, is the 2 going to show up? Is the 5 going to go gate to wire? Or is a horse like the 4 or the 8 as first time starters both going to run, and the 4 or somebody just absolutely blows up the board at the moment 21-1?
I mean, this would be more fun if it was down the hill, but
yeah, they were.
I'm
Where
watching
they
the
where
8 right now.
where are they going?
Doesn't it start in the chute now?
I don't know. Well, they're on the dirt. Well, hold on. You're not even. I'm watching it, and I gotta. But they're coming off of the turf course, so I don't know. I don't know Santa Anita well enough now, and what's going on when they're racing here at 6 furlongs here. So whatever they're doing.
They've done some weird stuff there with that course. Like they start a lot of races on what looks like dirt
Yeah,
on the turf course. 2 looks good. I didn't love the appearance of the 8. I think the 4 looks good.
I view that the 4 is going to finish there in first or second place. I think this horse, it's GSR win percent, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Nobody else agrees, but that's okay. Just because we have EquinEdge at 25% to win. So, and this is a dangerous angle here, the EquinEdge long shot, first time starter. So, and Oldy, you got your 5. Hopefully, you're hoping to go gate to wire.
How about a 4-5 exacta?
That I like it. I played a little bit with that. I played a bunch with the 4. Just kind of keen on the 4 horse and see what else happens.
Yeah. So Stu says it's a 6 furlong turf chute.
Yeah, and I think I've seen that. So it's just that's where I'm. They were on the turf course though, so I don't really know why. I guess Stu, I was just confused why they were like on the turf and now they're on the dirt and they're gonna. It must just be the 2 different wherever they came from. Anthony, that would be a good one. 4, 5, 8.
Call the Brinks truck. I mean, for a 50-cent try for $3, you might as well just play that as a straight box there.
If the we probably can, I can look at I'm curious if the 4 wins and it comes 5-8, pays $500. I think that's 50 cents. If the 4 wins and the 8 comes to the 5, it's about the same. So in all cases, anything with 4, 5, 8 would pay absolute stacks. So we'll see. You see, now they're back on the turf. They must just because of where the gate was. They must not have been able to go that way or something. I don't know. I don't really know.
Or they'd have to take the long way around.
Yeah, because they were out on. They see they could have went right by right there. I don't know why they were way down there on the turf course, and then they came on the dirt and back around. Maybe it's just easier for them to go that way.
Yeah, I think the chute bypasses the downhill portion of the.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. That. I mean, that would probably explain it then.
Or the hill portion, however you want to explain it.
Well, good luck, all. We'll talk a little Tampa tomorrow, and then we'll close it out with Golden Gate. We'll see if these first-time starters run today. Going to be interesting for sure.
It's post time.
Yes, it is.
Mr. Frank. Beautiful day, it looks like, in Southern
Pat
California.
can't count going in.
Oh, 4 went in. Good to see.
All these horses went in like
Vagabond
pros.
shoes to the outside.
I know. Well done by trainers and everybody.
And they're off. Very even start. Bluegrass Loot is going out to battle for the early
Four
lead.
is having
Here's
serious
Habeas coming
trouble.
through, and Habeas is now up to take the lead. Lastmo moves in
Five
second,
didn't get the
with
lead either.
Bluegrass Loot in third. They're
Yeah,
followed by
I
Trusty
don't know
Rusty,
what
fourth,
happened with
about
the
6
four
lengths
there. That
off
was
the lead.
interesting.
Vagabond Shoes is next. It's a
Two's
gap of
getting
4 to the
just an
next flight.
easy
Chicken
green
Finger
lead.
Friday. Pat can't count. And we need marketing
Question is
at
he
the
going
back
too
of the
fast?
field. It's Habeas with the pedal to the metal into the far turn.
Yeah, just
Habeas
flying.
has a
Wow.
4-length lead. Lastmo is in second, followed at the rail by Trusty Rusty, and Vagabond Shoes is next. 3 more to Bluegrass
Eight
Loot,
running well
who's
is
about
the
8 lengths off the
EquinEdge
speed.
first-time
Another
starter.
couple back to Chicken Finger Friday. Pat can't count.
I don't know. I
And
think
we
that two
need
might be
marketing
done.
needs to pick it up. They're at the top of the stretch. It's Habeas in front. Here comes Vagabond Shoes
Come
bearing
on,
down.
beat the
Lastmo
6,
is in
8.
between and
Come
with a
on.
big chance
Good job,
too.
8.
Come on, 8.
Lastmo is right up to Habeas with Vagabond Shoes to their outside. Lastmo and Vagabond Shoes come for the wire together. Vagabond
Well,
Shoes
oh,
gradually getting by.
My
Yeah,
B ticket moves
Vagabond
on.
Shoes wins it going away by over 2.
the
I get 7 to
Second,
1 there.
then it was Habeas, Trusty Rusty.
something happened to the 4 at the beginning of the race. I don't know what was going on there.
I
but
wonder, since the 4 and the 5 both kind of broke slow, the 5 didn't get to the lead. Maybe the two of them had an issue together.
Yeah, something the jockey can't pull up. I don't know. Something doesn't. But the 8 gets through. Look at that, 7 to 1. So
I'll take it.
Vagabond Shoes. That is a massive angle. First time starter. EquinEdge long shot. You get 7 to 1 there. So Oldy, I advance, you advance on your other ticket. We got a few horses in the next, and then I am singled in the last. So what'd you do on your
Yeah,
ultra? Oh,
there
you singled
you
the
go.
5. You singled the 5.
Yes, there
Okay.
you go. Why did you see that? The start, the 6 crashed into the 5, who crashed into the 4.
Oh, I was looking on. I was flipping us back over to EquinEdge, but I mean that makes sense. I wonder if maybe the jockey ended up coming out of the irons or something. It looked like he still was, but maybe in 1 foot or something. I don't know. Like something happened there. That wasn't good, but
Well,
it gets through.
Yeah, it was definitely a quarter horse start there.
That will help the ticket. We have another first time starter coming up here in a little bit, which is also the 8 horse. So, all right, Oldy, let's go to what is Golden Gate? How much time we got? 10 minutes.
We have 10 minutes, yes.
All right, let's go to. You want to look at what were we saying tomorrow? You want to look at?
Yeah, let's look at Tampa.
Did you already put together a ticket?
I did not. No, we can do
okay.
this live if we want, but really the 2 races to talk about are the Suncoast, which features Wonder Wheel, your Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, not Turf, Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner. And where is she? Julia Shining, the 9, the Pletcher horse, who's a full sister of Malafat.
Yeah, this is the horse that Sias rode this horse. So this is the horse at Keeneland that absolutely like blew the start, and obviously she does not look to be a great breaker, right? But
Yeah.
and I remember there was all the talk about her and everything with Malathot, right? And everything. And she like completely blew the break. And then she came absolutely flying at the stretch in Keeneland, man. Oh, what are your thoughts here, Oldy? You obviously have a bunch of well-bred horses. It's a non-graded stake, so it's only $150,000. But Wonder Wheel and Julia Shining, I looked at this really quick, Oldy. I didn't know if anybody was going to be able to beat either one of these. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts were this is a 2-horse race, partially because Wonder Wheel can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
You know, you look at broke last at or almost last in the Breeders' Cup and rated and won anyways. His one gate to wire, his rated mid-pack in its maiden breaking win. So, this horse can do pretty much anything and can adapt to the conditions around it. And, we know the 9 can overcome a bad start because we've seen that happen. And I really think I openly question what the thinking was of both trainers to put both these horses in the same race. Why not scratch one of these and go down to Fairgrounds or go to Gulfstream against a weaker field and just collect your Oaks points?
I mean, they're both probably going to make it unless something happens. But it's a valid point. I mean, I don't know. I guess they're both just ready to go. Maybe they're just hoping to add a little excitement to the Oaks because it's going to be a great race or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's an 82 GSR on Wonder Wheel and a 88 GSR on Julia Shining. And, the rest of this field doesn't do much for you. You have another horse that's 11% in the 2, but it's a local horse, kind of been running against state bred, and running against significantly easier than what those 2 horses, who are both graded stakes winners, have run against. So you have Julia Shine, who's won a grade 2, and you have Wonder Wheel, who's won multiple grade 1s.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-horse race when I looked at it. I mean, what do you think about somebody like Opus 42?
I mean, I just think that horse is a nice one-turn horse at the non-graded stakes level, but usually in the 9-graded stakes race like that, or this, you don't have a grade 1 winner and a grade 2 winner sitting there. I mean, I think that horse could finish second or third if one of the other 2 horses doesn't run. But, I wonder as well if somebody like the 7 Fast Track would get up for third.
Man, big morning line angle there on Fast Tracked. Apologies, I had the Santa Anita window open there for a second. I mean, this horse's first time going 2 turns GSR increase for Delacour, but I mean, a lot of these, when I just look through this, I just didn't know if they were in the same kind of level. And this is a Delacour horse as well in the 2. I thought the 6 Guns and Graces. I mean, big GSR, but this horse is only 2%.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, it'll be a good race, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, Guns and Graces is a Chad Brown. There's no reason why it can't compete other than, our buddy Kenny often says he likes gun runners at under a mile. He feels like 7 furlongs, other than Taba, who, had something on the other side of the, had a mare that won 21 stakes races.
Yeah.
And, had some distance on the other side. So, I tend to agree here. It is Chad Brown. How often do you get 15-1 on the morning line on Chad Brown? You probably should cover a little bit there, but I would not use in a multi.
Yeah, it'll be a good race though. Leparu looks like did a lot of the Sayas and Gaff are riding up here. That's right. Yeah. All right, let's we got 5 minutes till Golden Gate. Let me make sure that is correct. It is. They're out on the Tapeta track. Let's talk race 10, I think, right? Oldie is the Sam F. Davis, if I remember correct. So this one is I believe, if I remember correct, it's grade 3. Yep, grade 3. Yep. Dreaming of Kona is the favorite, or as EquinEdge favorite. This race,
you love. I know you love this.
I mean, the thing about this, this horse, it's going to be near the lead. It's going to break well. It's going to find a good trip. It's got a good GSR. It's 4-1. Like, this horse is probably going to take some money, but it's getting pretty overlooked. Oldy, though, I mean, the thing about this is, I kind of struggled here just because, and I only got a chance to look at this for a few minutes this morning, but this race was difficult in my opinion. I struggled on quite a few horses here to be able to really narrow down.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I struggled with how good the 7 actually is.
Yeah.
That Gargan usually, and this was one of the things I was reading, Gargan's like 3% in graded stakes races. And, I do have some good notes on the 7 going 9 furlongs against 72s in a grade 2. I have battled Sprinter on front end and carried on winning duel. But I don't know how good that field really was. And it was in the slop. And both the horses' wins have come in the slop. And there is a GSR increase for wet GSR on the 7.
Yeah, no, good point. I mean, those are things of how you can use the system really well, Oldie, to play against a horse potentially, that this horse being the favorite, it's really vulnerable if it's just been it's been, I guess not impacted isn't the right word, but it's been lifted up because of the horse being able to race on the slop. So that's interesting. I didn't catch that because I looked very quickly, but part of it too, this race, I think a lot of these horses could win, to be honest. Oldie, remind me, this is a Derby points race, correct?
Yep, correct, yeah.
But they're not guaranteed probably to get in, right?
No, I think it's 20 for first place at this point. So
they're probably whoever wins is gonna have to pick up a few more points, or maybe some of them already have a few points. I'm not sure, but I did like Dreaming of Kona, Oldie, just because I do trust the EquinEdge picks. I mean, they can be spot on sometimes, and this horse is gonna sit a good trip. I mean, it just romped, and then it did race in 70s and ended up winning here. So it's shown its ability to be able to rate, in this last race here. I don't really know what happened, but on the flip side of it, Oldie, I'm like, okay, this is Scott Spieth. I don't trust a horse like this. So to be honest with you, Jaramillo could win on Classic Car Wash for all you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Let me tell you what I read about the 10. So this is Spieth's wife.
Yeah.
And this is her top earning horse ever.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Because it won the Mucho Macho Man by DQ.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Obviously, she's never won a graded stakes race. This would be a great story. I think this horse could finish in the money. Here, I think the 10 post is tough. In the Mucho Macho Man at Gulfstream, this horse broke out of the 4 post. I just think it's going to be tough from the 10 post there, but I just wanted to make sure I got in that fact that I read about this being her top earning horse.
These are all horses I would look at, Oli, because GSR is huge in graded stakes.
Yep.
I don't remember what the kind of stat that Scotty told me, but these horses are very well bred, right? At 6, 9, and 11%. These horses, the 3 and 9, are likely to try to sit the trip and kind of rate stock off the speed. You have a horse like this going 2 turns in Classic Legacy for Bill Mott, who I would trust from a trainer perspective. I mean, this horse could win.
He's red hot right now too.
I mean, this would be my pick, man. I gotta write a little note.
I like the 2 Prairie Hawk.
Yeah, I mean, no, I would look at these horses with these big GSRs at absolute prices to blow up the board. Yeah. I mean, what do you like about this horse?
It's Saffy. It's a Curlin. So we know that it probably can rate. So it doesn't need the lead. It's got an inside post. It's Saffy and Camacho, and Camacho knows the Tampa course and is going to get this horse in the right position. They're 40% as it's only 10 races, but they're 4 for 10 as a combo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, the GSR supports it. It's just shipping in from Gulfstream. It's not like it's coming in from New York. I think this horse is really, really sneaky and doesn't need the lead. Can take the lead, but doesn't need the lead. And Saffy doesn't really have a horse right now for the Fountain of Youth or Florida Derby, and this might be that horse.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if this 5 horse is going to run at Golden Gate.
3 to 5 right now as she takes her spot in the gate. One more runner to round out the group. That's Stoic Luna.
Stoic Luna. Come on, 5.
We're ready to go.
No, we're not.
And
all right, 5 broke.
Uneventful beginning. Aloha Kitten wins the start. She's up on the pace. Being asked for speed. Here's Trojan Clubhouse, the favorite moving forward. Trojan Clubhouse getting to the front, and Aloha Kitten takes back the second. Trojan Clubhouse clearing off into the clubhouse.
Is that just a matter of the 4 wanting to make the 5 work a little more?
From Aloha Kitten, the Southern California
I
shipper
don't
is
know. I don't
second.
remember what
Sherilyn
the
is third, right
said,
behind them. Then Zabava,
it's
premium
clear
on
that the 4
Saturday,
is gonna
second to
put
last.
massive
Stoic
pressure
Luna
on the
is
5.
at the back of the pack, and now Aloha Kitten turns up the pressure hard on Trojan Clubhouse. These 2 spar down the back stretch. They're a neck apart. Trojan Clubhouse with that neck in front. Linda, she gets a good trip off this pair. She's in the 3rd position. How about 3 back? Another length further back to Zabava, second to last. Premium on Saturday. And Stoic Luna still biding her time at the back of the pack with a half mile to go. Aloha Kitten has not made things easy for the big favorite, Trojan Clubhouse, who sails into the far turn, a half length in front. Aloha Kitten right there, matching her motor. And those 2 round the 4 turn with a 2.5 length lead. Zabava being sent along from 3rd. So is Sherilyn outside of her. Premium on Saturday is next, and Stoic Luna's in the back with a quarter mile to go. Trojan Clubhouse still contending with Aloha Kitten, who feels the stick from 2nd. Trojan Clubhouse off the turn, still in front. Aloha Kitten trying to stick to her, but Trojan Clubhouse with a furlong to go shakes away. Trojan Clubhouse.
I mean, my notes on that horse were
for Trojan Clubhouse, and Trojan Clubhouse game in victory, and another win for the win machine.
I mean, and shut down at the end too.
Yeah,
which means to me that horse had a lot more, had something left there that we didn't even see.
Yeah, and I mean a good ride. Who was riding? Espinoza. So for Reed France. I mean, Oldy, we talked about it. I mean, this horse is like just living the condition, like rolling in these allowance races and starter optional claim. I mean, the 4 Aloha Kitten ran a great race. The second EquinEdge pick ended up putting a lot of pressure. Obviously, this Craig Delassie got this horse ready to go, but not good enough. I mean, the 5 and Oldie, they claim this horse, right? Did we find that out?
On the 5? No, the 5. Oh yes, I believe we didn't look, but I think the 5 was claimed in that 12-5.
got to been claimed somewhere. I mean, if somebody claimed this horse in 5,000, good for them. Whether they did it there in 12.5, good for them. I guess G Racing and Reed France. Reed France is the owner of Goat Racing Stable. So those are like the dream claims, I would say. So, yeah. Thanks, Stu, too. I saw you guys chatting. Sorry, I should have said something. Yeah, Stu, I think Oldy was saying that about the 10. And Nate, I didn't even see your comment. That 3 horse, I'm with you, man. That's probably my top pick. Oldie would be the 3. That's who I would land on. I'm with you, Nate. I think that horse is going to run a great race. So, all right. We have I have to depart all of you in at least in 7 minutes. So that's probably going to be right now because Santa Anita is after that. And I have to get back to the day job. It's been great. So Oldie, before we go, any parting thoughts or anybody in the chat want to talk about the Super Bowl for a couple minutes? What's going to happen? Anybody got any good prop bets or anything on, anything you love? I haven't really looked, which is why I ask.
I mean, one of the ones I've heard is Jalen Hurts rushing prop to pound the over on the longest rush. I believe it last I looked, and this was a few days ago, was at 11.5 yards as the longest rush for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Like, it's
please hit the like button too, everybody. We haven't been begging today, but
what's Tony talking about? The Withers? Oh,
yeah, he's talking about.
You want to? Is the Withers tomorrow?
Yeah, the Withers is tomorrow. I mean, we also have the El Camino Real Derby at Golden Gate tomorrow, which is a Baffert. Baffert, I think, has 2 or 3 horses in his attempt to keep any West Coast horse from earning any Derby points. But let me look. I've not looked at the Withers yet. I was not overly impressed with what I saw in the field, Tony. But the other thing is I'd be on the over at in the Super Bowl. It's currently at 50.5, and if those two teams don't score 28 points each minimum, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. All right.
It's a terrible field.
I won't even, and we can look at it's probably towards the end. This race last year, I think, it was 2 years ago. Is it? Oh, here it is. I don't know. This race, I absolutely bet a bomb one time and it won. It was either last year or the year before. I don't know, man. I haven't even
year
looked
before.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know, there's a bunch of speed.
You still have Golden Gate up though.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Yes, I did see that Scotty had a reservation in the system for a show, so I'm pretty sure he's doing one.
He's doing a show tomorrow. I talked to him. He's doing, then I appreciate asking that. He's going to do Scotty spot plays in the morning, and then he's going to do coast to coast tomorrow. And then he's taking Sunday off for Super Bowl. So,
and as you get into this, can I give 2 really interesting horses tomorrow at Gulfstream out in the same race?
At Gulfstream?
Yep.
You want me to go to Gulfstream?
No, I'll just give them out while you're.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we won't be able to because I only got 4 minutes. You can give those out, and I don't think Tony would probably miss the Withers because I got to jump to another meeting. But yeah, Oldy, go for it. Gulfstream. I can pull them up.
So Gulfstream race 3.
Okay.
The 2 and the 3. So the
first time starters, big GSRs.
Check out the January 14th work on the 2.
Yeah, 1 out of 18. I mean, this is a huge work. I mean, this horse is working amazing.
1 out of 118.
Oh yeah. Yes, sorry.
And then the previous race the work previous, it was 8 out of 186. I'm fair, and Castellano's pretty hot, is aboard there. This horse is 17%, 3-1. I think the 3 could win. I think the 3 is going to take all the money because it's a Chad Brown horse.
Yeah.
And I think you'll probably get 3-1 ish on the 2. And I think that I like the 2 in this race.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Was there another one or just both those?
It was those 2. I think it's between those 2 in that race.
Okay.
Though I do not mind the 7 also, who's another good magic and is a first-time starter, Long Shot, which I know you love that angle. Is
Yeah.
8-1.
Well, it's my single at Santa Anita here in a little bit, and then we just saw that 8 at Santa Anita. Just did it before,
Yeah.
so cool. Tony, I will look at the withers. Ping me. No golden hour. We gotta jump, y'all.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. It's been great, Oldie. I always love getting a chance to come and hang. And we got a new go ahead.
I was just going to say I'll post a golden hour in the WhatsApp chat. If you're not in the WhatsApp chat, that's pinned to my Twitter profile, the Oldy Capper. And so I'm hurrying because I know Justin needs to go.
No, you're good.
But yeah,
You're good.
so I'll throw something up there for you guys.
Cool. And they gave us like a new little thing, so we'll close it out at the end. We appreciate everybody. I'll be around on Twitter though. So any next questions, Tony, ping me on Twitter and I'll give you my thoughts on the withers though. But Oldy, it's been awesome. Thanks everybody. We got a new little closing, but that's not the right one. That is the right one. It's been awesome, Oldy. Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Have a good Friday. Enjoy the stretch run of the last 2 hours of the work week.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
all.
Justin.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.